Brown is doing right now, bro. He's wilding right now, gang. I ain't gonna lie. It's bad. It's
You know,
bad.
yeah.
Myself and just do a quick introduction. First
Did
off,
you?
what's good, people? We are live. KB was talking about the Jaylen Brown stuff. There's a lot to get to in this little short time. I want to say shout out to everyone being available because it is late at night, but obviously the NBA first round is over. There is still some more Adam Silver terrorism with the timing of these games to come, but I want to do a brief introduction to our show. First off, this is the Locker Room. We talk basketball pretty much when we can. Obviously, in the playoffs, things ramp up. We have a bunch of individual people that just spend a lot of time in the game. I want to first introduce Real Talk. Shout out to RT. He's been going crazy on his channel with his own individual content grind, and the playoffs are going stupid. And some agendas did prosper in this first round. Quick introduction for Real Talk. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Good, man. You're also doing great things over here as well. KB is starting back up. I'm seeing that. I retweeted that. I know Derek has.
Aspirations to get back to posting content.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
working, but
Yep.
we
Yep.
working. We
We
working.
working.
It is what it is. We working. Hey, if you uh send me the info for some merch, I might put that in the video or something like that.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Preach. Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
yeah. It's been everything's going swell, man. Everything's going swell, man. Everything's swell.
Absolutely. And we're going to get into why very, very soon. Next person
Yeah.
that I want to intro, shout out to my gold-blooded brother, KB Noseball. This is the second time he's joined us on the Locker Room. Salute to him for being available tonight. We got a lot of good basketball to get into, and we often get into it over basketball. So what's good, KB? How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm chilling, bro. It's like real talk. The narratives is thriving right now. I can't lie. I'm like 10 for 10. It's going crazy over here. I'm hotter than fish grease, as some people would say. You know what I'm saying? But I'm doing good. You
Mm.
feel me? I'm ready to get into these second round for sure. But let's talk about the first round, what happened, and the outlook on some of these teams that exited and some of the teams that entered the second round.
Absolutely. And second to last, I want to say shout out to my dog, Wes, and Wes. Tap into all of his links in the description box below. He has probably the best agenda because his team got a sweep in the first round. So we're going to get to a lot of the ins and outs as it pertains to that. But how you doing, Wes? What's good?
I don't even like
Yep.
count though. For real.
Yeah, I ain't
What's
gonna lie.
good, fellas?
Suns, what are these?
All is well. I'm doing well. Just happy to be here, and just excited to talk some playoff basketball, man.
Absolutely. Big shout out to West. And last but not least, Derek. Not just dribble merch, go get it. He definitely brings a lot to our basketball conversation, so he never goes unaccounted for in my mind, at least. And you have a great agenda that you like that win that you got feels like everything for you, probably. So how you feeling before we get into it?
That's a crazy intro. I gotta start posting content just off of that itself. But no, I really can't be selling merch if I'm not posting. So let me get back on that. But yeah, no, the first round felt like, I ain't afraid to say it, it felt like a ECF championship. Like that was incredible, huge. Franchise morale never been higher. So yeah, huge W. But round one, around the whole league was great. Even Wes's team clean sweeping was still entertaining. So
Yeah.
plenty of agendas to get to and plenty of good basketball.
Yeah. And last but not least, my name is Gifted. Shout out to the fucking Detroit Pistons. I went to the game 7. They handled business. If y'all have been in the streams, I was here when they were down 3-1. I was here when that Pistons team was down 22 points in the first half in a series where that feels like 50 points, and they walked them down to win game 6 and then ultimately win game 7. So I am flying high. Not much sleep for me. I've been doing content pretty much daily all throughout the playoffs. More videos will be coming in the second half now that we have real hoops in this second round. We pray at least, right? But yeah, we're going to basically be recapping all of the first round. So I'm excited to get into it. And without further ado, let's get right to that. So where do you want to start, fellas? Because a lot of shit happened in the first round. A lot of crazy stuff. Where do you think we should get in?
No, I just want to quickly say, and we can all agree, hopefully, Wes, can we just veto OKC Suns? Shea played amazing, by the way. I'm not taking anything away. But because of what time it is, and I feel like there's more serious things to get into, let's just veto that first round in its entirety. That was a bye. You low key have a second bye, but that's fine. Let's just let's get
Russ, I
into
don't
the
like
other
that.
games. That's fine. That's fine.
I mean,
That's
there
all
are
I want to
people
say.
laughing that are fans of teams that aren't here.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I know who you're
What do you mean?
talking about,
Wait,
and
hold
you
on.
literally said I expect a clean sweep. I don't want to hear anything.
West is
But
a
we're still
OKC
here.
fan.
Is the point though? Like we're here.
West is an OKC fan. Philly's still there. Detroit is there.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota and San Antonio still here.
And
What do you?
This is
I
what
don't
you call
understand what this guy's
somebody with
talking
no
about.
shame.
I
No
don't know what
shame
he's talking about.
whatsoever.
I'm not gonna lie, but that was just my one suggestion before we get into any other round.
Okay.
I respectfully agree. I think championship, bias comes in. You guys, the expectation was you win. So we don't really need to cover round one. OKC looked like OKC. Round two is when, now the expectations matter. Now we got to analyze. So,
I mean, I
I
do
agree,
think
KB.
still they're like 33, 34 per game on like 68 true shooting or something ridiculous like that. I mean, it still needs to be acknowledged. We've gotten on him for his first round blunders before, and then he goes out there and does that. So,
I mean, yeah, no,
shout out
that
to
is for sure.
the
That
best
is
player
for
in the
sure
world, man.
amazing. Facts, the best
Yep.
player in the world until Wemby may. But again, shout out to two. You feel me? I'm not even doing this as like a hate thing or whatever. Genuinely, he played amazing. But outside of his amazement, there was just nothing else. It was standard OKC. You're getting belt. Dylan
Now
Brooks
we
and
got to
Devin
shout
Booker
out
can
Chet
play.
as well. Chet had
Yeah.
a really good first
Yeah.
round series.
He did,
J-Dub got hurt, so I think our
but he was
focus
playing
will
well.
be keeping
He
J-Dub
was.
healthy
Shout out to
and
J-Dub.
keeping J-Dub healthy or getting him healthy. And then, making quick work of our next opponent. But yeah, I don't think we have to spend a lot of time on this.
Yeah. One thing I'll say though, and we'll probably talk about it when we get to the Lakers OKC though, is because of Jalen's injury, I do feel like it's a bad time because when you get like thrown into playoff series, like mid series or beginning, especially round two or later, not playing consistent basketball, especially coming from like hamstring injuries, it's very tough to like just adjust because there's gonna be a lot of fatigue. But I think he'll be fine. So, and you guys have crazy depth anyway, so you'll be fine. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna summarize. Oh, my fault was you go
I
ahead,
was
West.
just
My
saying,
fault.
I don't know. Luca led Lakers team, assuming he's back. I don't think it's just a breeze without J-Dub. That's all I was gonna say. But go ahead.
Nah, he's not back. He got no
Yeah.
legs. Apparently, he's not even
Yeah,
running.
Luca's still not.
He was ruled out
He's
for
not
second
even-
round.
You just gonna have to deal with AR, and you can throw anybody on him.
He got ruled out for the second
Yeah.
round officially? I didn't know that yet.
I mean, they haven't ruled him out completely. They're like, oh,
Right.
we're taking
No.
it week by week, but
He's just very
not
doubtful.
gonna play. Yeah.
Very doubtful at the very
He
least.
shouldn't even. It's not even worth coming back. He's just gonna be down 40 every game. It's gonna be 3 after 3. Lou Dort hitting 6 of them. Bro. We know it's gonna happen, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly summarize the Suns OKC series because we all do kind of want to move on past that. I do want to say though, shout out to OKC for being the same stable they were in the regular season and that showing up in the same capacity in the playoffs. They did not need to have Jalen Williams be healthy for all of these games to sweep them. Shea initially started out rough in that first game and then picked up his play immediately. There's always been a conversation about fouls and free throws, but he straight up dominated and took the heart and soul out of that Phoenix team. Chet Holmgren showed why he at the very least is the number 2 or 3 best overall defensive player in the league. And that team's a powerhouse. So shout out to them for handling business. Also, shout out to the Warriors for not making it that far so we can get a draft pick. Just want to throw that in there real quick. But we're gonna pivot off that.
Lottery.
I
next
want to
week?
get started. I want to get started quickly because we got to get through a lot of these series. Let's get the elephant out the room. Denver loses, does not come back down 3-1. We have to start here because to me, I do think this is one of the more interesting overall series. People pick this as their best overall watch of the first round. And I think what we saw in real time happen is not just a changing of the guard in terms of who people deem the best player in the world to be, but moreover, a serious look at what it means to be a true contender in the NBA at this current stature. But there's a lot to get to overall with that series. I want to go to Real Talk first with his overall biggest takeaways.
Um, I mean, as you all know, I've been very high on Minnesota all year. I've been singing their praises. I've been saying they are a team built for the playoffs. I've ignored the regular season lulls that they go through as a team, as individual players sometimes. I know at times of the season, Julius Randle is ass. You don't have to keep telling me that. I know that. I know there are some periods of times where Nas Reed is going to come in the game and score 5 points. I understand that. But there are going to be times where Nas Reed is out there being, you know, a 6'9", 6'10" guy that can, you know, post up and take advantage of mismatches there and hit threes and finish with his offhand regularly and get out in transition and get a few stops defensively. He can rebound a little bit. Julius Randle's a physical four who can do some things on the interior offensively and defensively. Um, Jaden McDaniels is a pure dog, right? I've been knew that, but welcome to the party, everyone else. When somebody who picks up full court every single game, all game, you that's a different kind of mentality. It's not surprising at all that a player like that thinks like that. And Derek knows what I'm talking about. Like if you anybody who has that specific job, hey, you're going to be guarding everybody's best player, picking them up full court. Some games you're getting fried, and you have to keep acting like and keep guarding like you're not getting fried. Yeah, that takes a different kind of mentality. And then on top of that, this was his best offensive season, and then he puts that on display against Denver, constantly going to the hoop, also getting into his mini pull-up bag. I've been high on this team. They have a top 5 defender in the league, shooting, athleticism, length, a superstar. They have the formula. It's just very unfortunate that there's another team in the league that have a similar formula, but just doing it a tad bit better than they are. And that's OKC in my opinion. But that's a playoff team, and you can go ahead and like get into what you mean by what it means to have playoff or play playoff basketball, because I do feel like you have a theory that you've been cooking up. So I want to go ahead and listen to it. Yeah,
Me,
you.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So listen, here's my number one thing that I pride myself on, right? We all view basketball differently, right? Like there's certain things that we value more. What I want to be open with is every time when I'm presented new information, I am willing to shift my perspective on the sport. It's changed for me multiple times. I've said before, I feel like dating back to the Kay Cunningham draft, we're in a spot where these teams are looking for size, skill, and defense at pretty much every single position. At the same time, though, you cannot have offensive liabilities at all. If you're a guy like Christian Brown, who's making $125 million, who cannot consistently shoot the basketball, is afraid to create his own shot, actually cannot create his own shot, you lose a ton of value, especially if you're not that good defensively. Just like if you can only play defense and nothing else, you lose a ton of value there as well. My main takeaway from the Denver series is that going in, I knew what the Wolves could do. I knew their capability. But the reason why I picked against the Wolves is because partially from the regular season, but also just the feeling I got from them, they were so prone to not playing to their potential multiple times. And I didn't feel like they would be able to consistently go to what works to win the series. And I picked Denver because I thought they would be the more overall reliable team. And I thought Jokic would be a lot better in this series. I thought he would at least be comparable to the first time he did, where he gave you some great all-time play in some games, and then he wasn't that great in some other games. Instead, what we saw was Rudy Gobert belt throughout the entire series. We saw Jaden McDaniels and Rudy Gobert put on a masterclass in stopping the quote-unquote best offensive duo of all time. Those were the talks, right? That's what we saw. And what has come down to me is Jokic winning a championship in 2023, beyond that being now labeled a anomaly season, that was the best his defense had looked, and that was with a lot more size. That was with a younger Aaron Gordon as well, right? And I think what I've come down to is if Jokic's defense is going to look the way that it looked in that series, which again, I only did one VOD review, there's going to be more, but in game one alone, his defense was horrendous. And when you keep watching, it gets worse and worse and worse. If your offense is not going to follow that, where just like Kevin Durant, ironically, they're saying, we're going to guard you single coverage, it's okay. That's what they did. And they shut down Jokic to a considerable overall standpoint. And again, the NBA moves fast. So I'm now of the mindset that Denver is cooked. And I say this because when you have to still pay a player like Watson, you have Christian Brown, which is a not favorable deal. Aaron Gordon is still a good player, but the injuries are starting to pile up as well. You have to build your roster to try to compete with the better teams in the league. And Denver is not one of those teams anymore. I think the main two teams we're going to be staring down at have to be the Spurs and have to be Oklahoma City. And ultimately, if you're going to be that much of a detriment to your team defensively, and they do not have the roster around you where Jamal Murray is the next best offensive piece, and we're saying trade Jamal Murray, I don't think this team is going to have enough cap-wise to make the moves they need to win with Jokic again. And more importantly, in the next era that we are trying to go towards, you cannot have a owner that is a cheap owner. I'm sorry. That Denver owner, as quiet as kept, has not wanted to make moves around this team that will make him go over the tax. We haven't seen that yet from them. So I don't trust that to change. And because of that, I think this team is going to be stuck in a sad place where if they don't make like a monumental shift for a great front court player who's like a top 5 or top 10 talent, especially on the defensive end, I don't see it for Denver as a real contender anymore. And that might sound like a hot take, but these past couple years since the title, they have gone out embarrassingly in many different ways. And if you can't get out the first round against a team that didn't even have a healthy Anthony Edwards, I think you're cooked. So that's my take on it.
I think this is a heaping overreaction. I'm not gonna this is Nikola Jokic is still one of the greatest basketball players we've ever watched. Okay. They still have him on the roster. He's in his prime. Peyton Watson, who looked like a really good player this year, did not play this series. He didn't play. Now, Aaron Gordon is another player who I do think they need to try to get off of, trade him for a younger player at that forward position that can do some similar things. Maybe that four is more geared towards like rim protection and being in the dunker spot than, having a three ball game. Because with Aaron Gordon, you were getting the combination of all of those things. You're not going to find another one of those. That's not something you just find in the NBA like that. Aaron Gordon has a unique set of talents that he possesses. But get a forward that can play some defense around the rim, be in the dunker spot. Christian Brown, if I'm not mistaken, did he play in the beginning of the season? Was he hurt coming into the season?
He got hurt during the season. He started the season healthy and got hurt
Uh-huh.
the chunk of games, but he started off playing poorly. He
He's
started off playing really poorly.
Yeah, he missed
what
like half
doesn't
the
help
year.
you, yeah, what doesn't help you, playing poorly and then getting hurt, you're probably not going to come back and play great. Probably not what's going to happen. So hopefully he can have a healthy off season. Peyton Watson is a healthy player. He's available to play. They turn Aaron Gordon into something. And then look, Jamal Murray is a skill-based guard. I mean, it kind of like is what it is. When the shot making is there, which it has been there for multiple playoff runs. I know he doesn't show up in all of them, but he's shown up in some of them. You have a combination of that, and then Jokic playing to the level that Jokic needs to be playing at, can win a championship. Now, is it likely? Probably not. because there is an all-time team in their conference, right? But what it's not two all-time. The Spurs right now are not an all-time team. Not
No,
this current roster. It's not an all-time
potentially,
team. That
potentially,
is no.
Not now, not
potentially.
now. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
OKC is an all-time great team right now. So unfortunately for Denver, their threshold is higher than like championship caliber team because you have to beat them to then try to win a championship. So that's going to be a tough task within itself. But that doesn't mean that they are not still one of the five best teams in the league. They have Jokic. They have a top five player in the world. In top three. So yeah, this is an overreaction. They got beat. It is what it is. In embarrassing fashion. He didn't play up to his standard. Um, but he's still Nikola Jokic at the end of the day. Like, I think this is a bit much, in my opinion.
I ain't gonna lie, it's not enough. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, but I think to be fair, and I'll be objective. I'm not gonna troll a lot. I do think in this series it is a bit unfortunate that Aaron Gordon went down and Peyton Watson was unavailable, but at the same time, it's still shown the amount of issues that you had on this team. I'll move Jokic's defense out of the way because I think all of us up here agree it's horrific. I don't need to beat a dead horse, basically. But Peyton Watson this series, Jamal Murray, of course, Tim Hardaway Jr., Bruce Brown, they were getting onto Russ last year for his offensive incapabilities, but they didn't realize how much value he had defensively in his playmaking on that end of the floor. And in this series, it got exposed with the amount of different players, regardless of their profile, that was able to go from north to south with utter ease in that perimeter was outrageous to me. I'll be completely honest with you. So that needs to get cleaned up immediately. With Jamal Murray, I like Jamal Murray. I used to not like him, but I do like him a lot because of his game. I do feel like though we're getting to a point now where the rising thing that he's done throughout his career, which is a fair because there's a lot of series or a good amount where he has risen to the occasion, but there's been a consistent pattern now where he plays certain defenders where you're gonna have to see, and he hasn't been able to keep to that standard or even like a slight dip in my opinion. Like he played the Timberwolves before, he struggled. He played OKC, he obviously struggled, and it's OKC I hear. But then he plays the Timberwolves again, who you're gonna see. This is a team that you're most likely gonna see in the postseason, and you continue to struggle. Which is another thing we talked about with Jokic, where it's like, yes, you have your playoff highs, but the difference between you and the other caliber all-time greats that we compare you to is that there's an adjustment when they see a team that like takes away your strengths. For the most part, it could be one time they take away your strength, it's fine. But when you keep going down into different series and those strengths aren't being like when they get taken away, for example, and the weaknesses that you have aren't being strengthened, that becomes an issue. So I think that is a separate issue in of itself. Aaron Gordon and his injuries, again, that's a question. Are you going to be able to like keep him healthy for the most part? Since that game 7 of last year, he hasn't been able to consistently be on the floor. So there's a lot of roster like issues, and I talked about it with Wes. I do
Who are
think
the
it's a
teams that Jamal Murray? You said they're like teams that Jamal Murray is dropping against, and you said who are the
I
teams?
named I named OKC and I named Minnesota for example. But my point is that the player profile, like more athletic defenders who can switch and stay in front of the ball, how is he able to adjust to those things? And he's struggled in my opinion when I
But
watched him
there
play.
are guards that are better than him that also drop
Yeah,
tremendously
but
when facing one of
if
those two
you're if
teams.
you're a championship caliber team and you're going to rely on a skilled guard, you need to be able to keep up some level of what he is doing. Like in this Minnesota series, I think game 2 he was fantastic for 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter of game 2, which was probably his best game, he got gassed. In game 1, a lot of the things that he was doing was good because he was getting to the free throw line, but those things started to dip down later into the series. Against OKC, similar instances where the shot making ability that he possesses was starting to die down as well. And 24 against Minnesota as well, the same
But
issue.
I'm saying
I
like
don't
why
know. I don't
wouldn't we
remember the
be
Clipper series too much,
but
so
why wouldn't we be applying because this is always like fascinating to me.
you can apply
So
it to
we
anybody, but I'm saying
but no but
specifically
what
for
I'm
Jamal
saying
Murray.
look, this is what I'm saying. We let it be okay for the best players of all time, the greats, when they
Mm-hmm.
have playoff dips versus top 10 and top 5 defenses, we justify it by saying, well, they're playing a high level defense, so that makes sense. But we don't apply the same logic to their number twos who are already worse players than them. Like, why would I be expecting Jamal Murray to go to play
I
OKC
never
and
said
cook when that's not even like the
I
standard for
never said to
Jokic
cook. I'm
when they
saying
play OKC?
to sustain a certain level. I never said you have to rise against OKC, Minnesota.
Sustaining what? Ant
The
played OKC and fell off a cliff, and he's
Yeah,
Anthony
exactly. That's my
Edwards.
you when I have the same context that I'm applying to Jokic, in which the weaknesses that he has in his game has yet to be like fixed in terms of playing these similar defenses year in and year out. It's the same way you can apply it to the other players on his team because you're going to just need to play better against these other teams to get where you want to go to. Is my whole point. Yes, some of these defenses are elite,
Hey, I can't
and it's
hear
going to
nothing to hit on.
and
Hold on,
most
I gotta
elite
go.
players struggle against a defense, but at the same time there has to be an adjustment of some degree. Where do you go?
I think he said
He
he
said
couldn't hear
his audio
anything for
was
some
cooking
reason.
him.
Said his
Yeah,
audio
yeah.
went out. Can't hear
Oh,
me.
Yeah,
okay.
he'll be
I'm
back.
gonna wrap up this point because
Okay.
you guys get what I'm saying though, right? I hope I'm not bugging right now because I do feel like with Jamal, like he has playoff rising moments for sure in series, but I don't think it's as consistent as we give him the credit for just being this certified playoff riser. Like
Sure. Yeah, I
similar
mean,
to
we had a whole thing about rising as like a debate. I mean, I think to Gifted's larger point, and I agree, KB, as far as the teams you mentioned, Spurs and OKC, Jamal struggled with. I think, and we talked about this briefly about the contender status thing. Like if I don't favor Denver in every series moving forward, does that take them out of contention status? Like in a Minnesota, which is a good hard counter seemingly. San Antonio in the future looks like I'd probably lean San Antonio if we keep progressing this way. OKC, how they're currently constructed. Does that mean Denver's out of title contention because of that? It's
I
like
think the two for sure title contenders right now are OKC and Spurs because of the fact of like when you look at the landscape of the rest of the league, especially the West, of course, you just whatever series OKC or Spurs in separately, you're just going, yeah, I'm taking Spurs. Yeah, I'm taking OKC. Because you just think like their cohesion along with their talent, how they play, it's just gonna be more conducive to winning 4 out of 7 than anybody else. Now when those two meet, that's a different question. Obviously. You can pick and choose which one you want to go with. But with Denver, I do feel like it is a matchup thing. There's just certain matchups that they do struggle with. Like if they got to play the Spurs, I think they could have given the Spurs a bit of run because of the Jokic matchup, how well he played against Victor Wembanyama during the regular seasons and whatnot, right? The size differential, even though Aaron Gordon hasn't been 100%, you could just tell on the floor they're just a much bigger team than San Antonio, so it'd be a lot more difficult, right? So I do think there was avenues there, but at the same time, they're just very exploitable at the moment, which is why like those roster issues need to be addressed immediately, in my opinion. So that's what I think about the Denver situation right now.
I mean, they went this year. They lose in 7 games. Last year, you lose 6 games. Excuse me, yeah, 6 games. My fault. And this is the absolute worst we've ever seen Nikola Jokic play.
Mhm.
The absolute worst. Last year, you took OKC 7 games, and you weren't healthy then. Like Denver's
When did
not.
AG get hurt in that series?
Like game 6, right?
Somebody, I
was
know he did. We weren't able to play
he
Game
wasn't hurt,
7. Well, he
he wasn't
did,
hurt
but
before that.
Might have been
I thought he
he
was
might have been
was
dealing
game
with.
dealing with
5. It might have
something.
been game 5
I'm pretty
actually.
sure.
I thought it was ailing him, and
Um,
then he had
yeah,
to sit.
Right.
In the series
Yes.
before,
Yes.
they also went 7 with the Clippers as well. Like
what
in
I'm
the first series.
really what I'm saying is like we've been in a time where there hasn't been like these repeat champions. There's a new championship team popping up every single season.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do Denver how we did Giannis as far as player conversation, but like the team version where okay, we're getting away from the years where they won a ring, so now we have to pretend as if they're not still like that good of a team or that quality of a team. They still are that they're still one of the best teams in the NBA.
I
But
I
OKC's
I
here,
think they're
the
yeah.
just a
Spurs have
separator
come
now,
up,
though.
but
I
I
think
hear
they're
what you're
just a
saying, real
separator
talk.
now.
I think that's a bad example because with the Bucks, we knew that team would be ass, and they kind of showed.
no,
Now, granted, Oh,
I know. I said that was the player version what we did with Giannis. What we done with Giannis as a player is since
oh,
his
my fault. You mean as a
championship
player?
and since
Okay, okay.
his
Yeah,
team hasn't had success, we just ignore these 30, 12, 6, 65 true shooting
oh
seasons
no,
that he's
yeah,
doing
yeah,
year after year after year, and we're just acting like that ain't that, just acting like
yeah.
he's poo poo cheese now,
Oh no,
whatever.
no,
But
and
that's
listen, I
because
want to
he
be
hasn't
clear.
had any playoff
Yeah,
success.
yeah. My goal in this, and like, I do want to go to West because West hasn't really given us input yet on this. I do feel like Jokic is still a dominant player. I really, really do. My bigger point is to maximize what he's really good at and hiding his flaws. I just think because of his specific role at the five defensively, with the athleticism trending up in the NBA and them not being a really athletic roster as much and their cap overall situation, I'm just saying they can be a super good team that's in the first round or the second round, but I can't really see them going
Their
on like
athletes
deeper.
were hurt.
Yeah.
Peyton Watson is one of their athletes. He didn't play. Aaron Gordon is one of their better athletes. He was hurt. So
No,
even
but
the
we're
ones that they
yeah.
have on the roster didn't weren't able to play.
I think
It's
everybody
sad.
agrees that injuries did like hurt them a lot, but it
I
also
mean,
just like I
but
said
beyond
earlier, just
injuries, it's like, you know,
they it already exposed what they are like they're already their issues that they already had. And with AG, the question is, can he continue to actually sustain health? Because he came
yeah.
back from injury in that game 7, he played on it, and he's been inconsistent in terms of his appearances due to his health, which is unfortunate. I'm not
I do
blaming it
agree
on
they
him.
probably need to move off Aaron Gordon for that
And how do
reason.
you
I do
replace
agree
a
with
player
that.
like Aaron Gordon though? Because
That's my
that's
problem
very
with that.
hard to that's very hard to replace.
Yeah, that's something that I think their best bet is to try to get Aaron Gordon healthy. Um, if I'm moving a player for them, it's not going to be a popular opinion, but I'm probably moving Jamal, man. Um,
Mm.
I think bigger contract, and I think stranger things could happen. I know we'll get to other series, but the way it played out in the first round, the playoffs as a whole for some of these teams, and the way things could play out in the second round, I think we could see a lot of movement, man. I think this is a make or break year for a lot of different teams in the NBA. And we already know Giannis is probably going to be on the move. So, yes, I would definitely explore that. And I think Jokic just has to play better, man, to add that to it as well. I agree with everything that was said. I don't think anyone said anything wrong about the lack of athleticism, lack of depth. I don't think they're the best coach team, etc. But you have an all-time great player, and all-time great players are expected to overcome great challenges. He didn't do that. He failed. And yeah, it may not be fair, but to whom much is given, much is required. And like I said, he failed. If you take Jokic and hell, in two of the games that they, especially in was it game two? In game two, if he plays the same level that he played at in the last two games of the series, which wasn't best in the world, it was just, Jokic is playing
Right.
well. He plays at that level in game two, they win that game. And the Nuggets should be able to beat an Anthony Edwards, Dante DiVincenzo, and Ayo DeSumo-less Timberwolves team. He just didn't play well enough, man. They have roster concerns. Christian Brown is awful, and I think that's the contract they have to move. Like by hook or by crook, real talk. I think they cannot go into the next season with Christian Brown on their roster. But I it's so hard to replace the value that Aaron Gordon brings. I don't think you can move him. Like not yet. I think you gotta at least try to get
I
something.
mean, who exactly are you turning Jamal Murray into?
That's my question too.
I didn't want to get too far ahead, but it's
Okay.
a guy. It's a guy in Boston, and I think that
Ah,
Oh,
the
Jalen
play
Brown?
okay.
style. I think the play
Oh.
style for. I'm not obviously. I know a lot of Boston fans would probably be like, "Man, we don't want to trade him for Jamal Murray. If we trade him, we want to trade him for someone potentially better, et cetera, et cetera." But I think Maul fits their play style more, at least offensively. And I'm just saying, stranger things can happen. I also think Donovan Mitchell could potentially be on the move. if the Cavs don't like, I think the Cavs have to make the finals. I think if they don't make the finals, it's
It's probably
probably
gone.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
one thing
yeah.
I'll say.
it's fair
Like,
too.
because of the amount of pressure on like every team that was supposed to do something, if certain teams don't make it, there will be a lot of shakeup in my opinion. So I think there'll be a lot of like trade talks in the summer and people getting moved left and right. In my opinion, that's just my opinion, but yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm gonna end this real quick before we move on. Just saying, Jokic is an all-time great. I'm not gonna take away from his greatness as a player. I just feel like individually with what his role is, he's very unique because there's not many players in the league who are the offensive hub at the five. And again, like if they don't have the pieces to make up for what his flaws are defensively, I think the athletes are going to poke more and more at it. And it just requires more of him. Like there's a lesser margin for error at this point. And I think with that, these other teams that have more athletes have, I would say, top five overall players. Like they have more leeway to play around with in all of these overall series, at least with this current roster construction of Denver. It would have to change. And then when I have to say, okay, how does it change? These questions of who do they replace Aaron Gordon with? Who is the best fit outside of Jamal Murray? How do they dump the Brown contract? How do they keep, I would say, Peyton Watson? Like all these questions to me just feels like a lot for this roster to overcome within the next 5 years. Now I could be wrong about that. It's fine, but I really would bet against it moving forward. But I think you didn't get a chance to like weigh in fully on the overall series, Darius. You can do that, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah, I mean, as far as analysis for this series, like Wes said, I agree with every point that we've made. I mean, Jokic not being able to entertain best in the world at all for the series is pretty much the main factor why they lost. I think you can certainly attribute health, but we already know what Minnesota was going through. So there's, at worst, it's a wash. And I agree with Real Talk, though. I feel like the overall point is an overreaction because this team just isn't at the cusp of falling off a cliff, which I feel like is sort of where what you're saying is going in that direction. And what I was saying earlier to KB, it's like I'm completely fine with taking other teams in series in the future. I just don't see them falling off. I think you have to bail out of the plane is if this team is not going to sniff 45 wins next year. And let's just assume health again, which I get difficult to do, but Jokic plays games. Jamal plays games. Christian Brown, for his flaws, normally plays games. AG, normally solid regular season player. Cam Johnson plays games. Another question I'd have for the whole panel is the starting five goes into next season healthy. We don't know what the bench looks like, but that starting five, is that not a top 8 starting five in the entire league of Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic? Is that not a top 8 starting five? Whole league, not just the West.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then that's contender status for me. If you can walk in with that and you can fill in the Bruce Brown pieces, the Valanciunas pieces, Hardaway Juniors, all that, like you're still walking in with a contender. So I'm not disagreeing there needs to be movement. I do think the Christian Brown stuff's a little much, like worst contract in the NBA I've heard. Don't really agree with that. Just absolute trash player. Don't really agree with that. I think flawed, yes, but again, first like real injury he's had in his entire like damn near basketball career, including college. Like he's 25. I'm not gonna write him off just yet. I'm not pretending that
Yeah,
contract's
I'm
nice.
not
That's
giving.
20
Yeah,
mil, but like
Okay.
he's not ass. So they have more movement. And yeah, the West is rising for sure, but I'm not out on Denver by any stretch of the imagination.
Just I'll say for what he was supposed to be, because I remember the season in which he got the contract was the year. I don't know if KCP was still there, but that was the year in which like he had
Yeah.
like he was averaging 15 or something, shooting
Yeah.
well from three. People thought, even I thought, I was like, oh, he's gonna be their new KCP in a way. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
like to go from what he had to get the contract, and then he did have an injury. I'll be fair, but the dip has just been crazy. So I obviously hope he gets better because I thought he was a good player in the year of his contract that which he got. So, but he's been. When you say flawed, man, he's flawed, bro. I don't know
Yeah.
what else to put it.
I mean,
Again,
but he had
but
those same flaws when, like,
yeah.
when you thought he could do the new Casey, he was the same
I never
player.
thought he could do
He
the
got
KCP
He's,
role though.
I'm
I
but
not,
never thought
but
that.
he got
I'm saying
better
for what
each
KP's,
season.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like
he
he
had a
can't
bad series. He had a bad year. He's had
right.
like players
I didn't write
regroup.
him off. I just said
It's
the dip that he had
I'm
was
not
just
saying you.
massive,
I'm
but
not saying you wrong. I just always feel like he would be better suited as their 6-man backup because that's how they won. Like he gave him impact minutes here or there. I just feel like that archetype, unless he goes through like a dramatic change in his play style, where oh shit, he can knock down higher volume threes. He can guard POA better, this and that. He can make his own shot. Like okay, cool. If that happens within the next, I think 2 to 3 years, that's a different player. But I just don't really anticipate that, and I just think the margins
I
are
just
what
think
they are.
for what he brings for you, even when he's at his best and his consistency, I don't know about the amount of money he's making. That's just the one thing. But
Yeah,
I mean,
again,
no,
that's
they
fine.
definitely overpaid him,
yeah.
but
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
The market
he
did
definitely
that.
can
But
be a good
That a
player. Like
Christian?
we've seen him be a good player for a quality team before. Like
Yeah, no,
we saw
facts.
it.
But
Oh,
I agree. He was, but is what it is.
oh,
Brown.
talking
Christian
about
Brown.
Christian Brown.
Christian Brown.
okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, I
I
mean we
don't know.
could we
I know a lot of people will give me flack for this, but I'm a rock with my guy. I think he misses Russ. I think a player who plays in transition as
Wait,
much as him, and like he led the league in transition buckets
yeah, it did.
last year in transition points. I think Russ added a lot to his game in terms of getting out and running. Like he just did, and I think, granted, he was hurt, so I hear you with that, Derek. I'm not taking that away from him, but he couldn't get out and transition the same way. He didn't get as many easy buckets this year as he did last year.
Yeah,
And when he came back, he was healthy. He didn't come back as a player who was still favoring his injury. He came back as the athletic guy that we knew, etc. But he just didn't have it there. Defensively, he took a little step back this year. I think he's a defender based off of like matchup. I don't think he's just pencil him in as a stopper. He's not that.
sure. Yeah.
So
okay.
I think they could get a lot more value for that 25. I would say that 25 per. I definitely think they could get more value.
yeah, man. Don't worry.
I mean,
We
but
were
who be
yeah.
one these players that y'all want to get rid of? Like, who
That's the
wants
thing.
Christian Brown at 125? Who
Right,
would want Jamal Murray making? What is Jamal Murray making right now?
like
50, but
50,
I
50,
think
50.
Murray.
50 yeah.
I think
50.
You
Murray
know what? You
could.
know what it is.
I don't
And
know.
we've
They could
like
find
as a
something.
Warriors fan, of course, I was being nasty earlier. I'm a Warriors
I
fan.
agree.
Like as a Warriors fan, we've gone through this too, where in a system where players are getting maximized for what they are doing, they could be worth that much. But as an individual player, are they
No,
actually worth that amount? Is the thing.
Oh, Draymond
And,
Green.
and I think nah, it's not even Draymond. And I think
That's exactly who you just
no, no, no,
described.
no, 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 no.
Fairs.
You're not finna disrespect Draymond. All right, listen.
yeah,
Anyways, I'm talking more so about like Jordan Poole, for example. I think Jordan Poole was a very good player. I still think he's a good player, but I think the reason why he got the amount of money he got was because of the age stuff or whatever, and plus like when he scales up and he's maximized on the team well, he can produce at a very high level, similar to like a Jamal Murray, who I still think is a much better player than Jordan Poole, but like a similar case as well. If you get what I'm trying to say, like
I got to keep a tally for every time Wes brings up Russ and every time KB brings up Jordan Poole.
no, no, no,
These
it's
are
just
givens.
you know what it is?
We could be
It's a
talking
very
about European basketball in the 80s, and
Yeah.
I will still hear these two names
Listen,
every
listen.
time
It's
they
just,
are on
bro,
screen.
listen, it's
Man.
just it was a very easy
Relevant to the
example.
topic.
Like it's a very
Yeah.
easy example. It's another player who
Yours
made a
was
lot of
Wes.
money in a contract year. He got a massive payday, and from there he took a massive fall, and
For sure. Then
injuries
became a
happen.
wizard. Yeah. I mean,
Exactly.
I hear it. I'm just saying, like,
Now he with Joe Dumars.
yeah, tough. He's gonna be somewhere else after this.
Maybe China.
So yeah, I like we can pivot. I know we got to get to more series. I think
Yeah.
Denver's a fascinating team. We will certainly revisit in the offseason because there are a lot of ways to go. I mean, I didn't even think I was going to hear the Jamal Murray go away please pitch, but that's definitely one we got to talk about more because I do think
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Hey man, it's a 1B and Shade time.
And before we move, just to clarify, it's not kick to the curb.
Yeah. I'm
I
sorry,
think
not trying to put
they're
that. That's not what you
if
Yeah.
said.
because again, we'll get there, but and Celtic fans do this every offseason, so maybe obviously front offices don't react like fans. They're not as fickle as fans, but in
Right.
the event that Boston does say, "Look, we just can't afford to keep them," if they do say that. Um, crazier things have happened. That's what I was saying.
Sure.
Yeah. That's fair. Well, overall, I think good conversation on the Denver aspect of those things. Shout out to the Wolves as well for beating all the odds. Sidebar, Ant might be Superman because I saw him hyperextend his leg and now he's upgraded to questionable for game 1. That's wild to me. We'll see what happens with that
Yeah.
stuff in their overall
I
next
don't.
series. Yeah.
I don't want to touch on it too much because obviously we have a lot of series to get to, but
Yeah.
he should not play. I'm not saying this because like I want the Spurs to win and go through, but like hyperextension on one knee, runner's knee on the
Runner's
other.
knee in the other
Like
one. Yep.
I don't think it's worth the risk to really play in this series. I would love for him to play in this series genuinely because I just love Ant. He's one of my favorite players in the league. But I don't want it. Like runner's knee is already something that's annoying to deal with. It takes a long time for it to go away. And hyperextension as well. You want to like make sure you're 100% back. I think he should just take his off season, cut his losses, and just move on.
Yeah.
Type shit.
I'm not sure how that goes. I'm pretty sure Ant knows exactly how he's feeling. We'll see what the doctors choose to do. I'm gonna read these 2 chats here, and then we'll move on to
That's
the
the
Celtics
answer
series.
every time, by the way.
Every time for me, yeah. I I will, and listen. To be fair, I was saying the same thing about Tatum, and the professional said he shouldn't play.
I'll let the professionals come to a
Yeah.
conclusion.
I'll let that be what it
they-
is. Yeah.
Because the only thing that confused me because I thought he was like gonna be. I thought he was ruled out for the series. That's what it's my.
Nah, they updated it today. Actually, Ant posted something himself.
I watched it. Yeah,
Man,
he did.
might have to hear from the source. Man.
Diagnosis from his doctor was he has a 1 to 2 week timeline. But I think what is worth, he looked good at shoot around. Obviously at practice, shooting in and open to do with a real game.
Of course,
He's not moving. He's not stiff, and
Right.
that's a good sign. But yeah, I agree with KB. I don't think it's worth
Just
it. They're
two
not making the
different knee
finals
injuries at the same time. Like
They can beat San Antonio. They're not beating us. So, it doesn't matter like how this plays out for them. They're not going to the finals. They're not winning the championship.
Oh, you don't know what I would do for an Ant finals appearance. Man, I'm not gonna lie.
All right, W. Ant Glaze. I'm gonna move on though. I want to read these 2 chats real quick.
Crazier things have happened. You still try.
Yeah. Sure.
Not gonna be like, oh, we're not gonna be.
Yeah.
Based off can he play or not?
Look, all I'm saying is if he's healthy enough to play. I'm just saying don't force the shit. That's it. But we'll move on.
Exactly.
Yeah. So first comment. The Jokic glaze is out of control. People try to tell me he has a better handle than Kevin Durant. I think a lot of things that have come out of this series have been out of control. I think the Denver hit piece on all of the players for Minnesota, calling them team cancers if they were on different teams, was an odd thing. I think we should just ignore the bullshit and just focus on hoops.
But we're not going to say it. But hey,
yeah.
man.
One day we'll have that other piece of the Nikola Jokic conversation that was there the whole time. It was underlying in a lot of the events that were going on.
Yeah.
No, it is what it is.
Hey, man, aside from Swiper, bro, that Nugget space, man, is
a little racist.
It's a questionable space. I'll put it.
There's a reason why Bill Simmons is looking at Zach Lowe in the camera and asking him, "Hey, deep down in the recess,
deep down in your heart, are you sure? You sure?
Yeah,
It's
something else that he's really saying. He's like, Zach, hello. You're not getting it. Come on, brother.
And that's why I love Zach Lowe because he's so entrenched in the spreadsheet. He's like, that's cool. It's Shea.
Like,
it's Shea.
And listen, and I want to pivot to this series as well if we can, because we are talking about Bill Simmons anyways. But
I got one more chat to get to after this. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Y'all see him crashing out on Twitter? Like, Joel Embiid should get more fouls when it was the Game 7 and everything. I was dying, bro.
I mean, makes
Oh,
sense. He a
Bill.
Boston fan. I get it.
He
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
alive. I know he is, but he was actively live tweeting because I felt like, to be honest with you, I thought Joel Embiid should have got more free. I thought he was getting hacked, but like, he was so mad, bro. He was. I was happy to see him angry. I'll be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Last comment on the Denver series before we pivot. He said the other teams beat 50-win teams on the way to a chip. I will say this: the preference of focusing on the definition of a 50-win team and kind of stripping that from like how good the teams were or not is another thing. I'll just say this: they have flaws, and they're going up against better competition in this era more than some of the other teams they beat during that run. But that happens with a lot of older championship teams. That just is what it is because basketball normally progresses from your era or your time. Our runs are not the same. So I'm not going to really harp in on that point as much. But that's my take on it.
Yeah, I don't care about any wins. That 23 Laker team that Jokic beat is better than whatever 50 plus win season Darren Williams and Carlos Boozer had. And that's like, um,
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
respectful.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we'll transition to the next overall series, and I want Derek to lead this one, but I'll softly introduce it. The Philadelphia 76ers not only won the series, came back from down 3-1 against Boston. A lot of people had them dead in the water before the series started, and I remember the think pieces when we saw Mr. Joel Embiid suit up, and they got 30 balled in his first game back from the playoffs, and they were saying, should they really run the offense through Joel Embiid? I think they look better without Joel Embiid. And they wind up winning the series anyway. I think this is a crowning accomplishment for Joel Embiid, obviously. We're still trying to beat the can't make the ECF allegations. But Derek, let us know what this series meant to you and overall to the broader basketball community.
It's a great segue. I mean, as a fan, and I mean, you guys know it's difficult to be a fan of my team most of the time. So as a fan, it's difficult to overstate how important this is for the Sixers, like the mental hurdle it is for these players, as much it is the fans. Because, I mean, the doubt isn't like non-existent in Philly. Like there's an immense amount of distrust in this franchise succeeding. Philly's just found ways to lose that other basketball teams simply have never seen in their lives. And like it's just so unique every season. Like heartbreak is around the corner all the time. And that's all the more true for an individual player in Embiid. So I mean him having surgery, not on a knee, not on an ankle, not on a shoulder, but his appendix needing to be removed. I mean, you just can't write this stuff and like any better. Dude has just had seemingly every injury humanly possible, and for him to be able to come back, yeah, not play best in the world status or anything like that, but very, very, very good basketball, winning basketball on both ends. I mean, that's just a good story. Like, if you're just a fan of sports, that should be an impressive story. Let alone a fan of Philly. So it was awesome to watch. Again, I talked about the rookie sensation. He's been an absolute ball. Gives me hope moving forward, regardless of how this run goes. Tyrese Maxey, I talked about it last night with Real Talk and Mars on their town hall. Like, he should be an instant fan favorite for any basketball fan around the league. Dude is a ton of fun to watch. Better person. It's incredible. And Paul George, redemption story. Playoff P, be damned. Dude has been hooping. Legitimately one of the best wings in the sport currently left in the offs. Fantastic stuff. So, yeah, great. I wish we were able to beat Boston at full strength. Obviously, Tatum being hurt sucks. But at the end of the day, like, this happens. Injuries happen. We've seen it in damn near every series. So, tough luck, Boston. Catch you next time. But Philly, we move on.
I'm gonna be honest, full strength be damned. Y'all wasn't at full strength. Y'all were down 3-1. Like
we never are. We never are. But Boston, I threw in the caveat because Boston doesn't know what it feels like. So, hey, like, tough, man. I get it.
It's funny. The last 3 times their season has ended, Tatum has not been healthy.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's a.
kind of
I
like
would.
Tatum
Yeah.
no win, Boston no win. That was kind of how that
Yes.
was.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Hey JB, time to actually be that guy. All your fans keep trying to say and then
we do
Nah,
need to
man,
talk about
the league
Jaylen
got an
Brown.
agenda against him, man. You know, so it
But
don't
yeah,
matter,
yeah,
man.
yeah, big facts.
You know what I'm saying,
uh,
shout out to
uh,
the refs, bro.
He
that's
should go
bad
straight.
cardio. Bad cardio. Bad cardio. Look, salute to the Sixers, right? I think it's about time that they were able to catch a break. Having Embiid's appendix not be such a drastic surgery that like he couldn't play at all, I think was super dope for them. A shout out to Maxi for being able to get a game without Embiid. Super
Mm-hmm.
dope.
Yeah, that game too is very important.
Maxi and BJ, like
Bro,
rookie,
VJ 30 and
what
10
they
since
did in
Magic.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, what they did in that game, because it's crazy. Like the others for Boston were just terrible the entire series. So it is what it is. But Brown was having a game, and Tatum wasn't playing poorly, but they killed that drop that entire night. And I think that really, just anything ever so slightly to keep you in it to take you over the hump. And then we saw as soon as Joel was able to get back, um, they were a completely different team. Had some issues the first game. I think it's just startling. First game back, players not trying to step on each other's toes. Excuse me. Then like 5, 6, 7 special games from the whole unit. And Nick Nurse deserves a lot of credit. Philly deserves a lot of credit. Embiid, everyone that Derek named. Yeah, Boston's got to wear this one, man. I think everybody in Boston lost. I think everyone looks worse. Maybe Hans Tatum, but everybody else looks worse. Mazzulla looks like, oh my gosh, he looks like some choice words I don't want to say right now. Brown, I love him to death. I think he still had a great season. I still think he's a really good player. He looks worse. Derek White looks atrocious.
Oh, man.
And like it's just tough. So they've got some soul searching to do for sure. But again, salute to Philly for pulling it off, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think Spreadsheet FC and their pursuit for putting Derek White as the face of it kind of died, which was a good thing. Jaylen Brown scale up challenge, impossible. Yeah, I don't, I don't know what else to really say. I'm not gonna lie, Missoula, and this is where I agree with Wes. I don't know what it is. Why does he do this thing when asked basketball related questions? He'll go into the mic and talk about the duality of life. I don't know why he does this. Like he goes and says like I feel empty when we won a championship the same way when we lost in the first round. I don't know who asked these things. I just want to know why you took 49 threes and only made 13.
That's
And
all I
where was
want to
the
know, man.
and where was the adjustment to then actually when you were in the game and it was a 1 point game to then try to actually take the lead and whatnot. Like that's what people actually want to know. And also shout out to Jason Tatum. I think one of the most impactful players in the league. Unfortunate injury again, in a situation where he came back from an Achilles, mind you, and looked arguably even better than what he did pre-Achilles, Achilles, in my opinion. But he was just fantastic, and I think it was unfortunate that he went down. I think in a Game 7 against Philly, no offense, Derek, he probably would have been destined for another 50 piece, just because he's playing Philly. I'll be honest. I'm not even trying to be rude. I just think it's just JT. Like JT and Philly, he just hoops against these guys, bro. I don't know what to tell you. But I am happy Embiid has
The
gone through it.
glaze.
Yeah,
I need a soundboard.
he has
What?
games for
The
sure,
glaze.
but it's like
Hey, bro.
Philly
He said,
collapse.
it's JT. Like
His
that's the
JT?
academic-
You know what's crazy?
Also,
Look,
KB,
that's the
where
academic-
is the he was better
that's
than
the
pre-Achilles?
academics video where he was
I haven't
running
heard a
next
soul
door.
say that before.
He looked
That's the
very
academics
good in my
video
opinion.
when
I
he
think
was
some of the stuff
fucking
that he was.
next door.
I think
Better than
maybe
pre-Achilles?
some of the things. Yeah,
I think the
I'll say
playmaking was damn near on par or better.
I thought his court
I did feel
mapping
the way
was
watching
much,
it.
much
I would
better.
say
And he was like,
had he not
what
been
made
hurt, that was already happening.
what? Yeah,
Fair.
but
The
he got hurt.
improvement was
So,
the writing was well on the wall.
hey, look, listen. He got the injury, so it's post Achilles now. I don't know that's just the situation
Okay.
ahead.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
That's just the situation. But nah, shout out to Philly though. I agree with Derek wholeheartedly, man. I think I joke around with Embiid a lot with Derek, of course, but Embiid is a fantastic basketball player, and I genuinely think for the talent and who he is and how his career has gone, extremely unlucky. All I want, truly, for me, is for Philly to come out the East. I'll be completely honest with you. I want them to come out the East. I need to see a Philly finals. I want to see Embiid in the finals. I think Tyrese Maxey is one hell of a basketball player, one of the best guards in the NBA. I want to say shout out to PG. I shout on them for signing that $50 million contract. I still do think it's a shit ton of money, but he was fantastic defensively throughout the season and in the series, in my opinion. And VJ Edgecombe is a dog. You have a unit in VJ Edgecombe. So that's all I really have to say. But yeah, shout out to Philly, and I'm heavily rooting for Embiid FC this season in particular. I really want him to go far.
Bet it up. I'll get my takeaways after real talk. I really want to hear from him and what he thinks about it.
I mean, I haven't really been high on the Celtics all year up until Jason Tatum came back and started playing at a high level. Um, I wasn't a believer of, all of the statistics that they were able to put up in the regular season as far as the offensive and defensive rating. Like, got it, cool. I just wasn't a believer. The playoffs are about talent, ladies and gentlemen. Like, you do need some good habits. Yes, that is true. But all of that winning on the margins and like when every team you play now gives a damn, and now, we have a Jordan Walsh, you know, they have VJ or Quentin Grimes, who's just a better player. He's just better players than Boston. When you look at that series, Baylor Shireman, good guy. Uh, Kada, he's cool. Now he probably better than Andre Drummond, but like,
Yes.
it was to me. I looked at these two teams. I looked like at the first 4 to 6 players for each roster. I'm like, no, Philly got some burn. It's because Boston is a worse team than they were the previous 2 years. I understand they had a disappointing ending to last season, but that was Drew Holiday that was out there with you. That was Al Horford when he was still functioning and able to be on the court, with you. We saw what he was able to do with Golden State when they needed him in the playing game when he was available. Like you had better Luke Cornett, who's been fantastic for the Spurs as a second a backup big, is no longer on your roster. Like all of that adds up. And so I was saying that if Jalen Brown or Jason Tatum won a championship with this roster, to me, this would by far be their biggest and most impressive feat. I haven't believed in this roster all year. And then again, like everybody has said, shout out to Philly. Joel Embiid finally able to beat Boston. I will say, like, cool moment, but I mean, first round, let's I want to have this kind of congratulations with him if and when they reach the Eastern Conference Finals this year. Now,
Yeah.
I won't be picking them to do it, but if they do it, I will be rooting for Philly. But yeah, if they do that, then I'm ready to have the kumbaya moment with everybody
Do you
about
want
Embiid
Philly
and
in the Eastern Conference Finals?
yeah, I do. I just don't think they're going to beat New York, but I would like to see it. Well, yeah.
So you'll be rooting for Philly in the New York series.
When somebody asks me about my prediction about this series, I'm going to have to explain that. I'm pretty sure tomorrow I'm going to pick the Knicks.
But you're rooting
But
for
when I
Philly.
watch the games, I'll be rooting for Philly.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
To be fair, I did that with the Nuggets. I picked the Nuggets to win in 6, but it's rooting for Mini. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold myself accountable real quick, man. I'm gonna hold myself accountable. I'm a huge fan of like holding yourself accountable on things. I think I genuinely did not care about the Eastern Conference. And I think that factored into me not looking as deep as I probably should have because preseason I was fake saying, oh, the Hawks gonna make Hawks might make the finals. That was bullshit. Not even close. I thought Boston was a very flawed team that would get exposed. I just thought that the 3-point variance would be enough to get them potentially to go touch the finals, and then they get exposed against, I think, better teams. This Boston formula of, hey, we're going to have so many 3-point like, I literally realized this, right? Boston is just the evil version of Houston. Like, yeah, we're just going to get more possessions and shoot more threes than you, and the math is going to work out in our favor, and we're going to beat you because of that. Like, that's very much what it was. I hated this front court for a good chunk of the season, and somehow in the regular season, Joe Mazzulla made it work. And then when Tatum came back, how good he looked. I'm like, okay, this roster is not a great roster, but there's spots and bits and pieces where maybe I can buy in it. And then also I saw Derek White starting to play somewhat better, and I'm like, maybe he'll be a average, player. And then he had his worst overall playoff series in the Boston uniform. A lot of things contributed to, I would say, their downfall. I would say Jaylen Brown's processing ability, like the idea that he was a MVP candidate and was like really at that level as, I would say, some of the other players. I always had a magnifying glass to that, but that didn't make me shit on the player. I just felt like it made sense because most people had Boston as a playing team, and now they're like a top 2 team. But then that conversation turned into, it's not Jaylen Brown, it's Derek White, which I always felt like was bullshit. And I know it's a small sample, but White quite literally had the worst playoff series. Like, he was shooting, I think, 21% from the field before Game 7, where he had his best overall showing. And then even in Game 7, Brown and White tried their best, but overall, this roster was extremely limited. They didn't have many guys who could go touch the paint. They just had guys who could somewhat shoot threes. And when the threes weren't falling, what was their adjustment? There wasn't really one, right? And I think the other part of this is teams were okay with Brown getting his game off, saying we're not going to send the hard double sometimes. Like, just go ahead for it, because math-wise, that's not going to consistently beat us because you're not a efficient enough basketball player. Even though Brown has some really good moments the entire season. This team is a team that if Tatum plays a Game 7, maybe they win Game 7. But then this team versus the Knicks might not have held up well. I was a huge fan saying that Tatum probably shouldn't have played because of the calf. Because why have an athlete come back earlier than planned from a torn overall thing, have some calf stuff, and then play? I didn't think that made sense. I think Boston is a very savvy front office. I don't think Joe Mazzulla needs to be fired, but I do think a tweak to the philosophy has to be made. We've seen time and time again with this team, the 3-point shot is the death of them in these spots. They need to get a more, I would say, diverse array of counters to solve these problems. And I think that starts off with having a better front court, and also, to Real Talk's point, better talent not named Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I think their GM is very competent. I think the point of getting a player like Nikola Vucevic, who I thought was dog shit, made sense because you're having a big, and at the very least, he has $30 million expiring. And this team makes moves before it's too late. So I think they'll be able to find a way to retool, but there's question marks there. But all in all, shout out to Philadelphia, because they're a team that I felt like once Embiid came back, even though it looked bad Game 1, the talent just took over. And I think he is a player that's been unfairly treated because of his injuries, but he shows time and time again, this team needs me. Because quite literally, in that Game 7, when Embiid was not on the floor, the shit that I saw Andre Drummond and Kelly Oubre doing to actively tank that Game 7 was ridiculous. Like, they needed every bit of the hobbled Embiid out there just to win that Game 7. And they did it, but for that reason, that's why the Knicks are favored in the next overall series. So shout out to Boston. We'll see what big splash they move, if they're going to trade high on Jaylen Brown, maybe put themselves in the real Giannis talks. That would kind of be really terrifying if they made that happen. I don't know. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
That's the only player I'm trading
if I may.
Jaylen Brown for, by the way. That's the only player. I have no
was just
reason.
about to ask the pen on that. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. To me, I have no other reason to trade Jalen Brown. This is yet another team I feel like they are just a few little tweaks. I mean, you have a base of Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, Derek White, uh, Peyton Pritchard, who now I think just everybody should agree is just a really good basketball player at
Bucket
this
man
point.
for sure.
Uh,
Yep. Yep.
Kata looks like he can at least be your backup center. Can't start, but you've got a backup big, so you might have replaced like Luke Cornett a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you have a good foundation already. Now it's just about fine tuning a few things around the margins. But yeah, if everybody can just be healthy and then they tighten up a few things, they're still right there.
That's an interesting take because I don't know, man. I think I'm a little further away from where you are. I definitely think there are subtle tweaks that could make them a better team. I think the way they play basketball, which is not changing, they're not changing the way they play. Zula, even in the post game, Zula spoke to how, like, yo, it worked all season essentially. I'm not going to change it just because it didn't work out in our favor here.
Mm.
Like, it happens. Like, you live and die with what you do, though. You don't adjust or switch and basically, you know, just sell on everything that you believe in and on your philosophy. So I think that as long as they play basketball the way that they do, as good as JT is, as good as JB is, I think they will have issues because it's just not something that is consistent. It's not
Yeah.
a consistent brand of basketball, bro. You can't. I don't think they play like the D'Angelo Russell Nets. I remember that year where they made the playoffs and all they
I
did
do.
was, bro.
Yeah.
That's exactly how they played, bro. And they just had better talent to do it, better stars. In the grand scheme of things, I think that that's a philosophy that I don't know, man. I'm not crazy about, but I wouldn't be surprised if they either Derek White or Jalen Brown. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them got moved.
I just feel like
I
the one
think
thing we
Joe
know
Mazzulla
about
has.
Boston is they make moves before people anticipate them. Like they brought low on, I believe, Anthony Simons and then flipped him the same exact season, which is why I do think a big shakeup is coming, in my opinion.
I think if you're going to lean into that philosophy, um, you just have to create as much margin for error as you can, and I think that means leaning towards more defensive personnel because you're already ensuring that you're going to get up the volume of threes. So, like a player, I think Boston should try to like look into this particular offseason, like Lou Dort. Like if you know you're gonna let Lou Dort shoot six, seven, eight threes a game, and you know it's gonna be based off of hey, one night he's gonna hit like four of them, and another night he's gonna hit like one of them.
Mhm.
Well, we need to at least make sure that when we're missing, we're causing you to miss just as much.
Great
Like I
point.
think that needs to be their philosophy behind that. So they need to get more of the 3 and D because you know you're going to get the volume up regardless. You're going to let players shoot. They need to lean into that. Jordan Walsh to me should be playing more for them. It's one of their best defensive players on the court, and it can't just be he's missing shots. Well, shit, your team is going to miss shots often because of the shots that you take. That's the that's just the reality of the situation. So that's why you have to create the margin. So they need to be like focusing on being the absolute best defense that they can. Because you still mounted a certain offensive floor with Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown on your team. It's not like you're not going to score points with those two players on the floor.
Unpopular opinion, I think they should have kept Anthony Simons. I think they missed his creation.
He would have been playable. I think Vucevic was so bad it just wasn't even
I mean, but
playable.
Peyton is there though.
Huh?
Peyton is still
Peyton,
there.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
that didn't change anything. What keeping Anthony Simons does is puts Peyton back in the starting lineup the way he was, and you have a guard coming off the bench, and then there were times in this series where Philly said we're shrinking the court for Tatum and Brown, and when they were starting Hauser and White, for what it's worth, White was just awful. He didn't make shots. And
Yeah,
Hauser
Yeah.
couldn't do anything with the
but
ball
shoot,
when he got out to shoot.
yeah,
And I
Hmm.
think that was a part of their problem. Because they, like, all credit to Philly, Boston should have won the series, bro. Like, they should have got out of this fucking series. It shouldn't have gotten to the point where Tatum got hurt. They had to play game 7 without him. It shouldn't have gotten to any of the things that it did.
Losing game two is bit him in the ass.
it did
That bit him in the ass.
I put more of the
on game
of the
4.
no, they won game 4. They
Oh
were up
no, yeah,
3-1. They won
my fault
both
about that.
games
Yeah,
on the They lost game 2, and it hurt for sure. I'm not, like, obviously, because that extended the series for Embiid to get into the flow of things and to just get on the court for real. Like, but game 5 and 6, it just sucked. Like, they sucked in the most pivotal moments. And I think a big part of that was as soon as Embiid got on the court, having that paint protector, not just a rim protector, but a paint protector. You don't even really want to come in here a lot. It allowed them to shrink the court for them, and then they're kicking out the guys who don't do much with the ball. I think Pritchard at least showed throughout this series and this season, like for
he can flat
years
out
now,
get
he can
score.
get busy. He put
Yeah,
the ball on the floor, has some of the best handles in the league, and even if it's not getting him layups because he's so small and he has to be really crafty, he at least can extend possessions and cause the defense to react. You're making us do something. Every time you go through the lane and do your little dribbles, you make us do something. There were too many times where Boston had players on the court who didn't make the defense do anything. So, but nah, I
yeah,
know we got to get another series, folks.
Well, I
yeah.
mean, I want to add because I kind of disagree in the sense that like I mean I agree with everyone as far as like the easiest thing to fix is front court depth. I agree Kate is like a good backup 5, not a starting caliber. That's the easiest remedy they could address. I think they're missing that second guard though. And this isn't a shot at Pritchard, but Wes just illustrated like he's too small to actually finish around the basket. It's more about extending possessions, which is a great trait. Dude's a knockdown shooter. Fully agree, one of the best handles, period, in the entire league. That's awesome, but it's got to come off the bench more than likely, or in stagger. The first player that came to mind, not that they're going to go get this guy, but I feel like it's the type of player to help JB Tatum settle their offense and be able to get into more typical half court stuff that doesn't just result in 3 every time, but it's like a Davion Mitchell. As far as like you're bringing the physicalities, you can still like, hunker down on defense, but I need you to be physical, get to the cup, and then let like the spray happen. Boston's at their most lethal when fully healthy is they're still getting up this insane amount of threes, but it is drive and kick and the ball swings. But now instead of Jordan Walsh who's 22, Hugo Gonzalez is 20, instead of guys that don't really know what to do aside from if I'm open I shoot the 3, if I'm not I pass it to someone else who can figure it out because I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
Now it's JB and Tatum catching those passes. And now it's impossible because now there's going to be a short side of the court. They get to attack 101 more comfortably. That's what they're really missing. D White was not able to do that, and D White's best as an off guard. Combo guard, good defense. He hits open shots, but is not creating for himself. That's really what they're missing outside of that starting caliber big. And they can get that this offseason. They can get a decent big and a decent guard, and then they're set. Like I said, Hugo is 20, Walsh is 22. Your defensive wings off the bench, covered. You've got a great backup point guard, covered. You've got a great backup big. So you just need to address 2 spots, heavy spots, mind you. But yeah, you are completely fine. Boston will be right back in probably at least tied for favorites in the East next season. This depends on how, the lottery balls drop for the Pacers. But I would take Boston to be a huge problem again next year.
Yeah, the last point that I wanted to bring up, because I saw this going around where people said if they were not going to play Tatum in game 7 and they lost in the first round, what was the point of him even coming back? I think it's fantastic because this fast tracks his development for this season, because what normally happens is like you miss the whole season, and then like you're just trying to get yourself in the space to come back, and then when you're removed, then your real work comes back in, right, to actually like improve. I think him actually playing is going to be really good for him next year. I think that's a really good fit because again, I still think defensively, Tatum did a lot of the positive things we expect to see from him. I mentioned Giannis, and again, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because obviously it's a fantasy trade, of course. But I agree with Wes in the sense that they're probably not going to change how they play. Getting a player like Giannis will force you to change that because of his play style. And I think that fits into what they want to do where he drives, he
Giannis
kicks.
is only going to magnify what they do. I mean,
Yeah.
they're going to shoot. Giannis might break a record for threes generated per 75
Yeah.
on a Boston
Even a
Celtics
record?
team.
It's a better Milwaukee championship team.
Right.
That's
right.
what he would be going to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. Yeah, real talk's right. I do think it would just magnify because it would be paint, touch, kick out, three, paint, touch, done.
Yeah.
But at least they would
I think
finally
that's a
have
good
like
thing.
a dominant two-point scorer. They
Right.
don't really have a dominant 2-point scorer. I mean, Jaylen Brown is supposed to be that, but Jaylen Brown is a
Jaylen
really
Brown's
good
supposed to be a
2-point
lot of
scorer,
things.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I don't. For me, because I already never thought he was that good. I'm not like gonna
Oh, yeah.
blame him or be
I'm not
overcritical
gonna do
on
that.
something that I don't think he is anyway. He's not a number one. He's a number two, in my opinion. So why the fuck do I care that he wasn't as good as a number one? Sky blue, grass green. We already know that. At least I do. Not the greatest of number ones. It just is what it is. So
this is.
Real
Tatum
talk.
is
The
best.
refs are holding him back, though. I don't know. I know what you're saying.
I've
The
been
refs are
saying
holding
it,
him
bro.
back.
He's doing a lot right now.
I'm gonna be
Jaylen Brown
so
to me
crazy.
looks
He
like
deleted
he's
his stream.
Deleted him.
You know they got the vibe. You know they got that vibe somewhere though.
Yeah,
Let's,
you know
I
what's
let's
think
keep
he
it a
did
bit.
it on purpose. I think
whole
he did
stream
it this
gone,
way
by the
on
way.
purpose.
Okay.
I'm rocking with my guy, man. I obviously
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about some of.
He
the
made himself
things
look like an idiot on purpose.
I'm not crazy about some of the things he said, but I do.
Fairs.
I support players defending themselves against BS narratives. The woe is me, I'm being ref differently, not a fan. And
Yeah.
I wish we were.
Hey, Wes, that
cool
would
so I could-
land on ears a little bit better if I didn't see you elbow
That's what
slap.
I'm saying.
And
We saw you
flop
flop in that
yourself.
same game. Yeah, I can't go with him because I seen you
He did
and
everything you accused Joel of. We have you in 4K doing.
Yeah.
You,
And
you are the
yeah.
perpetrator.
And then, like, on top of it, like, optic-wise, it looks horrible for you to blow a 3-1 lead, and the day after, you're on Twitch.tv telling niggas it's a conspiracy with the refs, and that's, like, it just looks bad optically.
I've had refs tell me personally that there is an agenda.
Like,
That's my dog.
Yeah, that's
man.
what I'm saying,
I'm
like-
rocking, bro.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, and the agenda started after you went up 3-1.
I will say this though. I don't feel like he would lie about saying there's refs who told him certain things like that, because that's just too specific to lie about, in my opinion. But it is crazy.
Fair.
Still, though.
But it's
You can't
Boston,
disclose
dude.
that.
It's
You can't
Boston.
disclose that.
There hasn't
Yeah.
been a more gifted
Yeah.
franchise in the National Basketball Association than
Than
the
Boston.
Boston Celtics.
I gotta keep it a band, bro. Like I cannot. Well, them
By
them,
the
of course.
refs.
Yeah.
By the refs. Real
By the
talk. I'm
refs.
including the
He's
60s
pointing-
when that
he's
franchise was not hoisting banners. I'm talking about their entire history.
You
Red
know what's crazy?
Arbach paid 2 refs out of 3 a night. Like,
That's a
we
good
got
point.
Boston natives. I got Eric Lewis 2 years ago, dog. Like, come on.
Yeah.
We can go through.
I just hate these narratives though, because it's like, okay, so you're telling me
They
that
have been cheating the league, haven't they?
yeah.
So I'm taking away all them Bill Russell rings. Them niggas got 7 now. They got 7. If none of the
down to
Red
7.
Arbach rings count, they down 11
I
chips.
mean, listen, man. It's
Hey, man.
like-
Listen,
I
I'm not
wanna
gonna blow
get
up the spot
stingy.
too crazy. Listen, all I know is like the idea that Adam Silver is working with the referees to create a collusion narrative for the Sixers of all cursed teams to
Facts.
win a series down 3-1 It's just the most asinine shit you could say in the moment, especially when there's things you could have done better as a player to help win that series. Like I'm just not really rolling with that. I also think that for you to like bring up flopping, like listen, I don't really care too much about calls because we can't control calls. Like it's always going to be a subjective thing where one person is going to say that's a foul and then someone else will say it won't, and that goes back and forth. That doesn't lead to anything, so I don't care too much. But for Jaylen Brown to be saying this shit when in that same game we saw a hobble Joel Embiid, there was a play where he fell to his knees trying to get a call and they didn't call it, and I'm like, so I just don't like that back and forth of it. Just enjoy the season, bro.
You know
And
what's crazy? When
what's that?
he Adrian Peterson, Tyrese Maxey into Joel Embiid's both of his kneecaps.
Yeah,
On
that was
stream,
tough too.
he on stream he goes, yeah, that was a good no call. I'm like, all right,
Hey, man.
Hey, look.
got it, bro.
All right, dude.
It's
Yeah.
his favorite season ever, man. I think it's clear. What's
I wonder why.
Yeah,
That
right.
was a very
But look,
telling
tell
quote
you,
to me.
That's a very
Yeah.
telling
That
quote.
was a
Yeah,
quote right
This is
there.
the
I
last
agree.
thing I'll say though.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Once you win and you secure your bag,
You chilling?
I'm for it, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
If you've done everything it took to go win, and now you want to be the star and be, it seems like he wants to like build his brand too.
He
Like
want to
he's
be the
Yeah.
guy,
about
bro.
being
Yeah,
He want to be the
bro.
guy. Yes.
Yeah, so
He want to
I'm
be the
for it,
Yes.
guy,
man.
man.
It
Go
can't
be that
happen
guy in
in Boston.
Milwaukee.
Yeah,
It
not
can't happen
facts,
in
bro.
Boston, but I'm for it.
Milwaukee, man, they need a guy over there, bro. Go
Yeah.
over there,
Yeah, you got it.
One thing I am with him though,
JB Pilsner.
one of the
Write it right
calls
now. There you go.
is Jaylen Brown does get penalized because he actually like has real muscle mass, and so he can't just shade niggas off of him all the time because it looks a different way when he does it,
No,
opposed to when like
with Shea, it's
SJ's
just
doing the
elegant.
exact same thing and just hurling
Yeah.
niggas off him with his off arm, but nobody cares. The refs barely call it because he's 195 and more scrawny looking. But Jaylen Brown, when he puts his elbow into a nigga, you gonna see
You gonna see it off? Yeah.
it's gonna
Yeah.
look
No.
like he put an elbow into it. Now he got an offensive foul. So that is one thing I am with him on. But the rest of
That's
that
valid.
shit, just be quiet, bro. You lost. Like go do something. Man.
It's okay, bro. It's okay. So
Seven
yeah, nah.
FC, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the FCs and whatnot. And last thing I'll say though, just going back to what Wes said, I agree with Wes and Real Talk, right? Like Boston isn't gonna change the way they play. I just think forcing Boston to go more Giannis dependent with the paint touches, the type of three is what I care about. Just shooting pointless shit into the ether and not having it in the flow of the game is what's killed them in these spots. So I think getting a more dominant volume 2-point guy at the rim would help, but don't know if that's a realistic trade that would happen. I hate the Giannis shit because he's probably just gonna stay anyway. I don't know, but that's a thought out there because I think Boston normally sells high on all their players, and they've shown they don't really care about loyalty, all the other bullshit. It's about what do we want to do as a franchise, and if that's out there, they might shoot for that. So I don't know, but we can
I
pivot
actually
to the.
would love to see
Oh, you go ahead.
Giannis. But this is my lesson because
Yeah,
I think it would be moving Giannis to full-time five because he can't play the four in Boston. Tatum's
Yes,
been
he
the four
can.
in Boston now.
Yeah, he could.
But
Yes, he can.
I'm saying I don't think they're going to do that. I think if they
oh,
were
okay,
to acquire Giannis, I think it's Giannis at the five, Tatum at the four, whoever they
interesting.
replace, whoever would fill that
Yeah,
in.
no more JB.
And
So
then
Walsh or
yeah, no more
Hugo.
JB,
Yeah.
but I think that's
I
what they
don't
would do.
see that.
Because they would then try to have
A little
four
death
shooters
lineup.
around Giannis, and then that would be complete. That will be basketball
So
heaven
yes,
with
yes, it would.
nobody in the paint. You have a dominant 2-point scorer who's going to generate all of these threes for the 4 3-point shooters around him. Like, yeah, that is basketball heaven.
It'll be
Analytical
basketball heaven for sure. Yeah, so
be Houston Harden on steroids.
we will see what the offseason does with this nerd chat GPT team. We'll see what happens with that. But
I don't need that shit, bro. I ain't gonna
hey,
care.
Time to move on to one of the more intriguing series in the first round. Detroit Pistons versus the Orlando Magic. I want to say this, man. This was quite the 7-game series. I am a Detroiter. I went to these games. I was in the city. I was hearing many people be like, yo, Gifted, you the basketball thing. Why we asked? Like, I had to break that shit down, basically. You know what I'm saying? Detroit was very close to being labeled the worst 60-win team of all time. This was a massive talking point. They mentioned many other ones. Well, you know, at least now
it's not over.
No. Listen, it's not over, but it's less unanimous. Had they had lost this series down 3-1, it would have been pretty much overall cemented as like the worst for the most part.
Were the 15 Hawks not a 60-win team? Or no?
I mean, they went to the conference finals though, right? Or no?
I think second round.
I don't think they went out in the first round.
I think they got gamed in the second round.
It was probably second round versus the Cavs, right?
Because I think, who'd they play? No, I forget.
I don't want to get too shy.
Let's go look.
The year they
You
won
can't-
60
you can't
games,
be
they
worse
played
than those
Cleveland and lost.
Yeah, they
I
did.
don't know if it was
wanna say
second or
those.
third round, but
You know what's crazy?
We'll find out in 2
Detroit play
seconds.
next.
You know, sometimes the first round gets a little shaky. Sometimes, man. You know,
Yeah.
shit
Yeah,
happens.
but that was
They
real
advance.
talk.
I don't know if
That
y'all
shit got
remember that
shaky.
in 08, the Celtics won 7 games with Atlanta in that first round. The 08 Celtics.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
what
Yeah, they got
Every
swept in the
last
second
one of their
round.
playoff series.
Then they went
was
on to win the
long.
title,
I
right?
think their shortest
Yeah.
one was 6, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, they went 7,
Mm-hmm.
6, 7, 7.
Oh, conference finals
That
last year.
that was that's nuts. Yeah, nah. So yeah,
This
nah.
is quick
They
side
got
note, this is the
swept
best
in the
first
conference
round
finals. Tough.
I've witnessed, at least.
I think this is the best first round that I personally watched. I would love to hear other comps, but like we got so many extended series, and great play. But again, this was one of those series where it was inflection points for a couple players. I'm sorry, watching this series, the shit Jalen Duren was doing all season long to be in all-star talks, all NBA conversations, he fell off a fucking cliff in this series. Wendell Carter Jr. had him in a straight jacket in many different plays. Cade Cunningham, to me, this was a very important series for Cade Cunningham. Now, it wasn't perfect. He did have a shit ton of turnovers in this series, but down 3-1, Cade Cunningham played at an insane clip. He averaged 30 points for the overall series. He shot 39% from 3 in that. Down 3-1, he shot 60% from 3, which was crazy. And I think winning this was huge. But shout out to Asor Thompson, because I already felt like he had a all-time wing defender type of season. But showing it in the playoff, I mean, dude, 16 blocks and steals in the first round at the wing spot is just crazy value. So this was a fun back and forth series. I feel bad because I will say this: the Orlando Magic were not healthy. Franz Wagner going down definitely factored into the series somewhat. I do think that's fair to bring up, but at the end of the day, you had a 22-point lead in a game 6 at home, and you follow that up. And again, I'm actively in the stream, real talk. I have to sit here and hear niggas say, oh, Gifted, Paolo, playoff riser, Cade's a fraud. They got to pack that shit up. Detroit sucks. And then all of a sudden, that Magic team misses 23 straight baskets where they went on a record 45 minutes without scoring a field goal, which hasn't been done in a century, according to what they said. It's a wild series, and I think Mosley is probably out. I think the Paolo Franz experiment will be magnified under a magnifying glass. They traded all their picks primarily to go get Desmond Bane, who was good in this series, but not consistently great. They're just question marks. And I think the Pistons making it out is good because now they get a better matchup probably for them in the next round. But that offense is looking real stinky if Tobias Harris is dead ass your second best option offensively. But what are y'all thoughts on the series?
I'm not gonna lie. Throughout the regular season, I wasn't watching too much Orlando, to be quite honest with you guys. So I don't know how their translation was from regular season to post. I knew going into the season that a lot of people, some people on the stage, were very high on Orlando going into the season. And they weren't met. Their expectations weren't.
Oh,
met
if Franz
at all.
played, we would have been right, by the way. But
Nah,
it's whatever. We move.
the regular season is different than the postseason, but it's fine.
I mean,
Nah.
He didn't play in the regular season.
KB,
either.
I'm about to say he missed.
They didn't play.
Missed a good bit of
certain
time,
somebody-
but
they told me a certain somebody was gonna make a top 15 leap.
Yeah, I was
Yep.
told Paulo. All
I was hearing
Now
that a lot before the
that was
season.
wrong. But
yeah,
the boy hooped.
Yeah.
The boy hooped a couple times, man.
Man.
we
Hey, listen,
we saw
I'm not gonna
flashes
lie.
again.
Listen,
We
I don't
saw the
watch it.
flashes again, Dave.
Hey, he's
I
only
don't watch
23,
it.
man.
Oh
He's only
my
23.
God.
He's still
Just-
19.
Oh,
you know what I'm
my
saying?
God.
Hey, they did that with
If
Tatum.
Exactly.
I can hold out hope for Jalen Green, y'all can hold out hope for Pollard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right
here we
here.
go.
It's not-
Yeah.
I'm letting you know right now,
It's not
both
the
them
same.
niggas suck. I'm off the. Listen, shout out to Paulo Big Care. I don't want to violate because I can't act like he didn't have a crazy
Then
game.
hoop sometime, bro. He be hooping.
No,
bruh.
no,
This is what
listen.
confused
No,
me.
wait.
This is what confused me.
Hang on, KB. Hang on, KB.
Yeah.
I agree, but my issue is the nigga hooping is predicated on if he's hitting off the dribble threes. Because most of these games when he's not, that shit got ugly. He was 3 for 10 in game 6, and I had to hear about
most
Paulo
niggas is
process.
That's an oversimplification,
Is
man.
it?
It's
Is
not
it really?
just- He
I don't know.
He got to the free throw line. He makes some. The thing is,
Facts.
when he makes some BS shots, but like it's not just I hit threes, so now I get my game off. Like he gets to the rack, he can distribute. He's got some flashes. It's just the basketball gods flip a coin every game. That's the problem.
That's
Is
the-
that is
that's-
a
I mean, no,
50-50.
I think more than anything, it's him being such a terrible 2-point scorer. He sucks.
Yes.
Like,
Like,
2 points
can we be
more
honest
disappointing.
about that?
Disappointing.
As a 2-point
Nah, I
scorer,
seen.
he's
I'm not
really
gonna lie. I
bad.
seen
And
Ash say this, and I low-key agree a little bit.
Uh-huh.
The fact that he is 6'10", the size that he has and whatnot, but how reliant on like he is with his perimeter game is a bit concerning. When it's falling, it looks nice. I'm not gonna lie. Like today, that first half, I genuinely thought he was gonna have one of those.
He was
walking
good.
down in Game 7. He was good, but I thought he was gonna have like 46 in the Little Caesars Arena. And
He was making all them damn threes early.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. But like, again, it's just like, bro, when the shot isn't falling though, that's when it looks bad, and it's very inconsistent. That's why he's so hard to like evaluate, because it's like when it's there for you, it's good, but it's rarely there to begin with. From like a regular season to post, I'll say regular season standpoint, because postseason, I don't know what drink he takes, what pill he consumes. It turns to a different player. I don't know what goes on in postseason.
It's that speed gift. You just going up and down the whole.
No, exactly. Yeah, I don't know what be happening, but to the Detroit Pistons though, I felt like it was a bit underwhelming. I'm not gonna lie.
It was.
I had them going to like the conference finals, and I still think they can make it to the conference finals. But man, Cade, bro, Cade is so good at basketball, man. I'm not gonna lie, he's so good at basketball, bro. And Real Talk, you pointed out to this like a lot, and I want to give a lot of credit to Real Talk because he does fight for Cade a lot, so much so that he had him better than the player behind the jersey behind him. Hashtag power rankings.
ranking.
Yeah, no, power rankings. We agree. It's power rankings.
That's crazy.
Oh.
He said he's better than Kobe.
Yeah, I was
But
thinking about that.
Cade- but Cade-
Insane.
I wasn't sure.
Insane.
I didn't know. I didn't know which one he was. I know.
Nah, I pointed
No,
77.
no,
8 is
no.
crazy. I'm not gonna lie. 8 is insane. But for Cade though, I think he's an amazing basketball player. And offensively, how handicapped he is crazy. Tobias Harris, I thank you for showing up in that game.
Oh
But
my
I'm
God!
so
Game,
mad.
game
I
7
am
Tobias
so-
was
no,
crazy.
hold on.
I swear to God.
I need to say this because I think
Yeah.
Derek feels this way too. The fact that you couldn't give Embiid even 50% of that is disgusting. But I will let it slide. It's fine.
Better
He
vibes in
played
Detroit, man.
tremendous.
Better vibes, bro.
And
Better vibes.
also, shout out to Jalen Duren. Hashtag get back. You know what I'm saying? He should post on IG something like some coded message or whatever. 'Cause,
He
like,
shouldn't post anything. He shouldn't post a
I'd
damn
say,
thing for the series.
Yeah, he should get rid of
Yeah.
his
Bro, he
phone.
had a good game. Game 7 was better.
Asor
than most.
Thompson was the better version of him.
1,000%.
No,
Undebatable.
I don't-
Undebatable.
Duren in this game was fantastic, in my opinion. I thought he was really good.
No,
I
I hear
mean,
you
like
on that.
literally, Thompson's averages are better than Duran's, and
No,
it's
we're not
like
talking. Look. Remove the 6th game.
KB,
We're talking about the 7th.
KB,
Remove
we're not
everything
removing the
you saw
series.
before
No.
that.
Okay.
KB,
Yeah,
we
nah,
wouldn't have been in the hole that they were in if Duran was his
I was
basic
watching
regular
the-
season self.
He was abysmal, horrific.
Yeah.
Gave him
appalling.
2 games though. Game 2 and
He was
game
bad.
7. That's all they needed.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
true,
but
Wes.
In the most,
That's true.
in
That's
the
true.
most important game of his career, he showed up. What do you have, like 15 or something? He was actually getting boards, offensive rebounds. He was playing good defense as well. Like, again, the offense is still very questionable, but the other
That's true.
aspects were there, like that was being taken away from the series. So shout out to him. But yeah, Cade is a ridiculous basketball player, bro. I can't wait for him to play against the Cavaliers and see what
Interesting.
happens.
Interesting. Real talk
But
was.
yeah, what's interesting?
I'm just saying, like, some of us have been here. Salute to my fellow Cade FC. You feel me?
The thing is, I
I'm
was
glad the
never
world is
really
waking up.
the problem is with real talk, and I don't understand it. The Jokic thing, I could hear you because I drank the juice a little bit, but like this, I wasn't never anti Cade or Cade FC. I was just like, he's a good player. So
Shout out to
that's just
Cade FC, man. We here, baby.
that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying, I literally gave you your credit in my segment. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
So like, you
And
deserve the
and
credit.
so I just wanted to give myself a little bit more. That's all.
Real shit though. Real shit. I'm not. Hey, listen.
Gifted,
Listen.
am I tripping? I was
No,
never. I never thought Cade was ass at all. I just
I don't think you were anti KFC.
Nah, I was just like, I wasn't hip.
I'm just.
I wasn't really.
I'm
paying
just
attention
saying.
to it.
Real talk was in them treasures. Like I remember having conversations with a certain individual about K being better than Fred Van Fleet, or about the
Who
Vorp
said
being the
that?
reason. We know who said that, or the Vorp being the reason
Oh,
why he's
damn.
not that good of a player. Actually, Gifted, did you know the Pistons have a better record when Cade's not playing, even though he's been hurt half the year and the team is still ass regardless and it's a
Yeah.
losing? I'm just saying,
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, never
No
mind.
one calls it out, and I'll quickly move on. But the hold on a second.
We're on YouTube, KB. Just
No,
be
no,
careful, because
no,
I
I'm not
almost
saying
made a
anything.
joke
I'm
that
not saying anything
like
crazy.
so.
I'm not doing anything crazy. But
I had to catch
Sabrina,
myself.
yeah.
the flip flopping some niggas do. I just say some niggas
Okay.
is a bit crazy in my opinion. I'm not gonna lie. That's all I'm gonna say. Because
For sure.
from going from that to what I see now is that's all I have to say. But it's okay. That's all I'll say.
Can I jump in on the how good Cade is talk
Yeah, no.
very quickly?
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Go ahead.
number 2 in Detroit is one of the best basketball players on the planet. Um, the the offensive environment that young brother has been dealing with for the totality of the season, and I have to argue with niggas and be like, "Oh, you saw him go 9 for 28 that game." Yeah, they're not guarding 3 niggas. I don't understand what you're not getting about this, but fairs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
One thing he could definitely get more consistent with is that 3 ball, and if and when Cade Cunningham is a more consistent pull-up 3-point shooter,
Oh man.
we will be having some very, very uncomfortable conversations. And I do mean very, because my God, does that brother have damn near everything else. Mid-range game on point. He's getting to his spots whenever he wants to. He can play out of the post area as well. Get to the basket, finish with either hand. The passing, one of the best passers in the league, one of the best pick and roll players in the league. And then we get a pull-up tray.
Oh man.
Nick.
Oh,
And
that's
then
actually
we're
yeah.
still a positive defensively
And you can make free throws.
while being one of the best offensive engines in the league. Do y'all understand that the Detroit Pistons were a top 10 offense this year?
Unbelievable.
The Pistons, them.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they have number 2. That's why.
Hey,
Number
listen,
2,
if he gets that pull
brother,
up,
is amazing. Getting compared to Cade is a slight to no one.
Yeah.
To no one.
Yeah.
Cade is that good, bro. This nigga just cooked the top. Dude, what's Orlando when they're healthy? Suggs, Wendell was great defensively. They still got the rest of them niggas over there. Good defense.
nigga said the
Nigga
rest of
ran
them
out of
niggas
names.
over there.
Nah. That nigga ran out of names real quick, didn't he?
Good
Nigga said
defense.
Suggs.
The
But
rest of the
look,
niggas
listen.
over there, man.
Shout out to Chris. I want to read. I
Oh,
want to read his comment real quick, Gifted, because
Yeah,
he
sure.
said
incredible.
Sure.
it's funny how Franz went down and K started playing good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fair to
Get
bring
rid of
up.
one
I'm
of the-
not.
We got some shit off against Franz too, but Franz was guarding well, to be
Yeah.
fair.
He
But we
was.
would have figured that out as well. You know, we
And,
would have.
But I'm not gonna lie though.
and-
Like,
oh, you go ahead, KB. You go ahead, KB. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna ask real talk because since he's vice president of KFC, I'm gonna give you president gifted because you're a local anyway. So, as vice president of KFC, how far are you taking these talks if the pull up jump shooting is there? Like, are we?
That's a good
Are we
question.
going? Are we?
mean, I
Are we
already think he's the
leapfrogging? Are we leapfrogging 77 and going straight to the other two? Are you? What are you doing? That's what I want to know.
The other two.
I mean, right now I already
Yeah, shit.
have him as the third best point guard in the league. So there's nowhere to go but in conversations with the other two. If
All right, so
Cade
that's what
Cunningham
Shade, Jamal
becomes-
Murray,
Oh,
Cade.
I thought we were talking about all players. That's what I thought you meant.
I think so. He thought he's the third best player.
but granted, like,
No. Like I'm
focus
saying like the other players, and I'm like, there's a couple. I mean,
I
Right,
think
okay,
right now I would have him as probably anywhere from 7 to 10 range is probably where I would have Cade.
top
if I
10 player, though,
sat
for
down
you.
with him.
An absolute,
Oh, yeah, he's
for
for
sure
sure
a top 10 player.
player.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Without-
Yeah.
I think has he overtaken Curry for you?
Yeah,
apparently, D Mitch already took over Curry many years
That
ago.
nigga-
So that's
we gonna get to that
that's
nigga
what I
next.
was told. We gonna get to him though. It's fine.
Again, the young man just advanced to the second round of the playoff.
We don't care. We don't care. No.
and so some other people.
We
I'll
gonna
Finally
say,
doing
I'll
something.
say this about Cade
He will
real
get
quick.
blitzed, that's all.
Like Cade's a fantastic
Derek.
player. I don't need to add too much to the glaze. That I've defended him in the dark times that were Detroit. So I feel just on what I'm seeing. Like just get him competent defense, he can go execute. The real thing is when he gets competent offense next to him. And it might sound counterintuitive, but he needs a real guard next to him. Not just for like the whole offense's sake. Cade does so much damage when he's allowed to attack the basket coming off of an action. That's really what it should be. And if you want the jump shooting to get better, someone else needs to dribble so he can actually have catch and shoot opportunities. Because muscling out possessions for 20 seconds and then saying, I'm going to end this with a jumper is going to keep the efficiency at like 10 and 20, 10 and 25.
That's fair.
And, Tobias Harris, second option hoop shouldn't last forever. So you need another guard. And like it'll change life for the better. It looks cool now, but I'm not calling Cade like a true two guard necessarily. He is a fantastic passer, that's all well and good, but you need that other guy. That to me is where it's like, okay, now he will be next level and Detroit will be next level.
Yeah,
I'm still not taking him off the ball that much though, because there's just a high likelihood that Cade being the one initiating action out of the two is going to be what leads to better offense on a more like holistic
overall
approach,
baseline level.
if
You
you-
mean?
I don't want him to. I'll tell you this. I just don't want him to beat Luka. I'll tell you that. I know that was like that's the
I don't
coming out of
think
college,
nobody-
but I don't want him
I
doing
don't-
that.
I don't know if he should play basketball like that.
I
Yeah.
think he.
Oh,
I think
wow.
I'm
he's
saying he. I'm saying he
comfortable-
kind of does right now.
Ivy.
I mean, he
him
has
playing-
to. Like,
last year with
yeah, I'll be
Ivy
honest.
before he got hurt showed me Cade is comfortable playing with a guard. To your
Yeah.
point,
Mm-hmm.
he's comfortable sharing the wealth. I think he actually would prefer it because it would do a lot for
I
him.
agree.
His game offensively, and I just say, I mean, Devin Booker and Jaylen Brown should be on the block potentially, man.
I don't want Jaylen.
I think for the money,
I need a better passer
Jaylen Brown, because D Book
and someone less
right now,
selfish.
man.
I have a
D
name,
Book
but you're
right
gonna
now
laugh at me
is-
when I say the name, though. But I do have a name that's actually
Nah,
realistic.
say
Go
it.
get
Go ahead.
He's gonna say
This
Norman
is-
Powell.
This is a safe space, in my opinion.
Oh, good God.
Tyler Hero.
Is-
I think that's the name.
Oh, nah.
Yeah, I need a better passer, but yeah.
I'm just thinking about like the off ball shooting. What? Okay.
It's
Man,
real.
that
I want Cade's off ball shooting to get better.
Yeah.
I want Cade's off ball shooting to get better. Like
I mean,
I'll need
I
that.
think D
I
Book
think
would be
Jaylen Brown
the
is
best
the
bet.
perfect Detroit player. I ain't gonna hold you.
I mean,
I hear it,
defensively
but I
makes
think-
sense. Get downhill. I understand why you say that name.
Yeah, I still think though secondary in terms of the playmaking and stuff, I'd prefer D Book.
I'm just saying Tyler Hero because I
I like
think he's
D-Book.
gettable. I think he shoots threes. They need someone that can
And
space the
that's
floor. He can dribble, and
yeah.
there's great defense around him to
Also,
hide his flaws.
I ain't gonna lie. Hey, D-Rob, man. It's getting serious, bro. He needs to tighten up, Gifted. I ain't gonna lie, man. I
Hey,
know he the
listen,
only
It
shooter on
already
this.
was.
he
was good in
showed
the
up.
last 2 games, though.
He showed up in the last 2 games too, but at the beginning, I'm like, where is this?
Nah,
I
it was looking
wasn't.
bad. It was looking bad, Wes. I'm not
I
gonna
didn't
lie.
like
At
the
a point,
Sheen.
even the start of Game
Yeah,
7, he was like 1 of 6, bro. It was
I did not
looking
like
not. It
the
was
Sheen
not
minutes at
looking
some
good.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
I
think
do
D
want
Book
to.
though. Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I
I
think.
think the best person for this though of all these names that they might not be able to get, I think Kyrie would make a lot of sense with Cade. I
True.
think that's real
Kyrie
dynamic.
he would make a lot of sense.
You still want to keep
I
like
think Real Talk
some of those
Sky
defenses.
makes a ton of sense still.
Reeves, I'm telling
Yeah.
you, if you're talking about a guy that can do some secondary ball handling, because although Derek, like he said he don't want him to be Luka, like, but that to me is what he is at this point. I'm not saying that even Luka needs a secondary ball handler. Like even Luka
Yeah,
at
That's
his
what I'm
best
saying.
has Kyrie on the court or Austin Reeves, but like I think the formula or groundwork is similar for those two players. It's just that Cade is also able to contribute to your team defensively in a way that Luka is
Sure.
not. But
Right.
I think the building around the two are very similar. So I think Austin Reeves is a good get. He's going to be looking to get into some new money, but Devin Booker is going to be making $70 million.
That's
Like
not
you're going to have,
realistic at all to say his name. No.
Yeah,
He's a
and
yeah.
penis.
So
sadly,
Devin
the
Booker's going to
owner
have.
already said I'm not doing it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Jalen Brown, although definitely if you trade for him, that makes him a better team, but alleviating some of the things that we're talking about isn't Jalen Brown's game. Like we're sitting here saying, hey, they need secondary creation, but not just like for themselves, but just another playmaker on the court. K does practically all of the playmaking.
Yeah.
Like you have to have
It's not even
somebody else
practically.
that
It's
does
literally
that
all. Yeah.
at good volume. And I think Austin Reeves is a better passer, playmaker, facilitator type than a Jalen Brown. And again, he's going to be cheaper as well. And then Kyrie, you have the injury concern, the age concern.
Yeah.
So if there was a guy out there, if they were to, I think Austin Reeves is a good one for them.
I
So
think
real
Austin's
as
the
the
best option. Again, though, like maybe I was too moved by last season and some I think parts I saw. I still feel like what Tyler can do as a passer and a shooter that team needs is just he was asked to do a lot on a Miami team that didn't really have a whole lot going on. And I know people cringe when they say that name, but like in Detroit, I think it could generally make sense because he's not like a number one lead guy, but in reps, he can definitely take over games in that sense. And he's gettable. Like, it's got to be gettable. All these other guys are like 50 million, 40 million type of guys. It's going to take a whole lot to go get.
I hear it, man. I'm not gonna lie. I hear it. D Book is a lot of money to be fair. That was my preferred choice, but he was making like 60 some odd million because of that extension later down the
Yeah.
line. So yeah, I don't
In
know.
the
I don't think
regular
it's worth
season,
it.
I kept saying that I felt like Norm was a realistic thing that they could have done this season.
Okay.
Or no. It was for the off season if they didn't want to make a like big splash. I'm cooler on Norm, and I like Hero's a better option. Um, I like the Austin Reeves thing a lot. Is he gonna be an unrestricted free agent?
Is it
It's
unrestricted? I actually
is
don't
it
know.
I think he is.
I think it might is. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah,
I think it is.
By the way, Wes, in the chat, they're
and
saying,
if they can clear the space, it's not
hey,
bad.
in the chat, they're saying, fuck Austin Reeves. He's bad mouthed
Yes.
Detroit too many times. Fuck. It's not about that, y'all.
He has though.
He has
Oh
done
yeah,
that a lot.
it'd be pretty funny for him to get sent to
LA,
Detroit after all the shit that he said.
Yeah, he will be unrestricted.
Yeah.
He's gonna if he
Okay.
declines his player option this off season, which
Which he probably will, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's
gonna make
wrong.
less than 15. Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's not.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
He already
He's
turned down. He
going
already
into
turned
the
down
30 million a year
490.
club.
So
Right.
He's going
Yeah.
into the 30
Hey,
million
gifted
a year
man.
club.
He's gonna
What's up?
change his family's life for
Oh, this
generations. Salute to him.
yeah.
Hey. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah, nah.
We should be scoping the field, man. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man. Yeah, nah.
Hey.
I think Detroit's in a very interesting place. For me personally, I don't know how y'all feel. I might be overreacting. The only players safe in Detroit from being traded this offseason for me are Kay Cunningham and Mr. Thompson. Everyone else,
Jenkins? You don't keep it Jenkins?
I like Dennis Jenkins, respectfully.
You're
Anyone.
keeping Jalen
But
Duren.
yeah.
You're keeping Jalen Duren.
Ideally.
Jalen Duren is staying on the team.
Ideally.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Ideally.
I know he had a bad first round, but I feel like people are a bit.
The second round is really where I want to see what he can do because now
he playing
we'll have a bigger sample.
Mobley and Jared Allen is gonna be even tougher than Wendell Carter Jr. So we're gonna see. But I still
Actually,
should
for
be.
him, it might not be.
Yeah, I was
It
gonna
might
say,
not be for him.
For him,
It might not be for him.
It might not be.
Yeah, he doesn't
I
have
mean,
the
Maybe this is
we
a
gotta
match
put
where
it
he
into
can
context,
be more
like,
physically
you know,
dominant.
I'm
over
thinking
those
that real
two or
talk.
something like that.
Yeah.
And
Reese
then,
is not
he'll
involved.
be able to bully
you know
ball a
what?
little bit.
And there's no
I'll
Angel
hold off
Reese
a little hope, but
shit.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'll just wait. I'll just be patient.
Let's use that to segue, I guess.
Okay. Cool.
Because the Cavs sadly did exactly what I thought they would do. They'd win,
Sadly?
but yeah, sadly, because they won and they disappointed me the entire time.
Oh,
Like I knew Toronto would give them a fight they shouldn't have. You know, shout out to Toronto, fun team,
They fought hard,
good
man.
good season,
did.
fought super hard. Respect to the coach. I love the energy he brings. His offense left a lot to be desired. Some of those ATOs I thought were pretty disgusting. But nonetheless, good series. It's just unfortunately Cleveland is such a better roster than the way they act. And I feel like we'll just start with you know, a guard once thought to be better than Steph Curry. Because dude, these tour dates are killing me, man.
playoff riser, man.
Are we finally waking up on the truth behind Donovan Mitchell? Because I've been saying this for years, but I've been getting.
I ain't gonna lie, man. That nigga
I
6
fought
foot
for-
Embiid. No offense.
hey, hey, hold on. Nah, we play defense over here.
Yeah, not facts. We do.
Like, no, I've tried to support Donovan a ton. I think he's still an obviously fantastic player. It is so weird. I don't know if he just developed these tendencies in Utah and then just he can't escape them. But when his guys don't make shots early, the distrust just like the team morale drops like 45%. He's like, I gotta go get it. I gotta go fix it myself. And I mean, like, thankfully James Harden is here, so he isn't having the same struggles that Darius Garland once had, which has definitely helped the Cavs offense.
Yeah.
But dude, Mobley and Allen still are just not
it.
Dude, Evan Mobley's pissing me off, man. I thought for
I feel
sure
like Mobley had.
he was taking
Maybe
the
I'm just
lead.
being. Maybe I'm trying to be positive, but I feel like Mobley had some good moments in the series. I felt
He
like.
had good moments. I'm saying he hasn't taken the leap yet that I think he
like
should have.
18 and 8.
Like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So
18 and 8.
But I don't.
His
really,
averages
had
look
2
good,
bad
but he
games,
doesn't-
and he's still a third option. When we talk about leaps, and what I'll say about Mobley,
Yeah.
I think this season, obviously, he took a step back with his 3-point shooting, right?
Yeah, he did.
But prior to this year, I think he was everything you would want him to be offensively. I don't think he's ever going to be a hub. I don't think he'll ever be a guy who's putting up a whole bunch of, I don't think he'll ever average 17 shots a game in his career.
Don't need him to. I don't want him to.
At 13 shots a game, I'm happy with 18
I don't want him
and 9.
No, I like
13
it's probably not a
shots
winning
game,
team.
I'm happy with 18 and 9. I don't
I'm
know
surprised. I'm surprised y'all are talking about offense. I think defensively he was underwhelming in this series, and that's what I care about. He
I
didn't
think
look
that's
that great defensively in this series.
I mean,
yeah, it's the confidence
Too
on
many
both
fouls.
ends
You
is
gotta
still
foul.
lacking. That's my bigger concern. It's like I hate using just throwing out these buzzwords like dominance and all that, but he should be a player that can take control of runs in games
Okay.
where his guards don't have to. We kind of already know what Jared Allen is, like a good starting center, but he does his job. Don't ask him to do too much more than that. Mobley has the
today he
potential
was
for more.
Fantastic, but, yeah.
So it's just like offensively or defensively, I need you to either shut off the water of an objectively not fantastic Toronto offense, or I need you to take advantage of a matchup on the other end. And like I agree,
Yeah.
Wes. Like it's nothing bad. Like 18-9 with good defense is nothing to scuff at in the NBA. But again, it's leaving something on the table. This could very well be a championship team. The roster has it. I believe in their coach. They have the pieces. They have the structure. They do not play like it. That is what is driving me nuts.
Yeah, their best player. Look, I like.
How much
I
you
like
believe in
Spider.
that best player?
Their best player isn't the best player on the championship team, bro. I just it is what it is, and I think that for me has been my biggest issue with this team all along. I like the swing for D Mitch. Cool. Not the best player on the championship team to me. And I think that also with their bigs, like, this series, they figured out a way to get through it. And I think they lose the series if Toronto's healthy. I think Brandon Ingram, I was surprised. I thought he was just playing like shit. Apparently, he was hurt the whole series with the heel injury.
Yeah, I didn't
Tweaked
know
it
that.
in the series, and it got so bad that he couldn't finish the series. Obviously, missed the last 3 games basically. And then IQ not being able to play at all in this series. But I mean, yeah, I don't think their best player. I think if Anthony Edwards is where Donovan Mitchell is, I would feel the way you feel, Derek. But
Yeah, I'm not. I agree with you on that. Like the talks around D Mitch are very funny in my opinion because like some people believed where he was SG1, best shooting guard in the league and whatnot. And I hear it. Like I still think he's a very good basketball player. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's just some of the tendencies. The one that you pointed out, Derek, was the biggest one in my opinion. The tunnel vision sometimes can get really bad. Like there was a play in particular today where he tried to do a sham in between two defenders, like mid fast break, where you can clearly see like there's nothing going here, so you might as well just slow it down, right, and just get yourself a good like shot selection. Immediate turnover, and then some of the shot selections as well was just like I don't know how I feel about that. And then he was, to be fair, Scotty is a ridiculously good defender, but even then there was a few moments where he couldn't get in the first half. I'll say a few like 2 feet in the paint moments where you're trying to collapse the defense. He was struggling a bit there. So it's like that the over the top shot making stuff wasn't really going his way in particular. Like I'm trying to be as nice as possible. I'm just not really a big believer in D Mitch in my opinion. That's just for me. I don't really see it when it comes to him. I thought Harden, he does have his stinkers, but I do feel like he was more consistent in terms of what he brought on a per possession basis in my opinion. And I still feel like he was still a bit more stable. And I do think in the next series, it's going to be even more of a struggle for someone like a D Mitch, maybe. Like with the defensive capabilities that the Pistons have, how physical they can play.
That.
Yeah, like I think it's just going to be tough, bro. And that's where it's like, again, you're just going to have to show up, bro. Like if you're the player that some people believe that you are, you got to show up in these type of moments. So that's just how I feel about it. Toronto, though, shout out to Toronto. I think Scotty definitely changed my perspective on him. I wasn't really the biggest fan of Scotty, but in this
He's
series in
good,
particular,
man.
he's definitely
good.
changed
player.
my opinion about him for sure. I think he's one of the best players in the league. Definitely all NBA player. And defensively, with the things that he does on defense is ridiculous. I'm not gonna. He'll pick up anybody. He's roaming. He's switching, shot blocking, picking up full court if he wants to. Like he is so good, bro. And
That's his first
playmaking as
playoff
well
series.
yeah, in the first playoffs, he used to play like that with the likes of with the talent that was in the other team as well is ridiculous in my opinion. So honestly,
Yeah.
shout out to him. Shout out to the Toronto Raptors head coach. Even though I felt like his offense wasn't really offensing, I think he found something in the game where playing fast, first 7 seconds kind of thing, where they're trying to get something going early was really really good. Jacoby Walters played well. He had moments as well. And yeah, man, shout out to Toronto. I think they definitely like kind of overachieved in a way, especially going as far as they. I didn't. I thought it was a 5 game series. I'm gonna be honest, but like taking them 7, and not only taking them 7, but showing like clearly like if we were fully healthy, like I said, we had every chance to win this series as much as the other team is something for sure. So yeah,
I think what's hilarious about the series is I said beforehand, like this reminded me so much of the Orlando versus Cavs thing, where it's like the home team won every single game, and that's quite literally what happened. Where every home game that team won. The first 2 games, the Cavs looked like NBA Finals, like they look crazy. Where Harden and Donovan are super efficient. Everyone's happy. Everything's easy. And then they get blitzed on the road. And I was like, okay, we have ourselves a real series. And then from that point, the offense overall in the series for both teams really degraded to like a different level. I'll say this, man. Game 6 was so aggravating to watch for me because I'm watching the Cavs down the stretch. Harden is creating good opportunities, but can't individually score himself. Donovan Mitchell couldn't get baskets either. And they barely lose that game because RJ Barrett makes the Kawhi Leonard bouncing shot that goes in, which, by the way, get him the fuck off this roster. Like, I'm sorry. Game 7, for you to take that many shots, and I get it. Someone got to shoot the shots, gifted. Cool, I get it. That shit was not. He took so many shots and was so inefficient on that volume. I just feel like they got to move on from that. But I think it's perfectly put the way Derek said. This team is always a talented ass team on paper, but something happens and they just do not play like it consistently. That front court, I'm sorry, there's no other word for it to me. That front court is soft. Time and time again, when they get met with physicality, they are soft and they wilter, and then you have to question what's going to happen. Evan Mobley made some cool threes. That was cool. But overall, if they face a better, bigger front court with the size and length as well, I think on the perimeters, they're going to be in a real challenging series. And I think this next series could be more of that. I don't know.
Look, I understand it's real easy to throw all the rocks at D Mitch right now. Didn't have a great series. I actually think he's going to have more success in the Piston round, actually, because there are some more people to pick on individually than the Raptors had. The Raptors,
Yeah.
to me, there's a difference between like good defensive unit with the defensive personnel matching. Like the personnel of the Raptors matches that they're a top 5 defense.
Yeah,
You have
system
Jamal
versus
Chad.
personnel.
Right.
You have Jamal Shad, who's able to get up under the ball, contain the ball, very strong at the point of attack, very great lateral quickness. Scotty Barnes, obviously, we saw what he was doing, just engulfing smaller D Mitch with his wingspan and size from time to time. Jacoby Walters can guard over there. Like it, you see it. The what's that guy's name? One
CMB.
coming off the bench.
Boy, CMB
Who?
was fire.
CMB.
CMB
But it
was
was
fire.
another one, guard on the wing. Damn.
Said off the bench.
Yeah.
He not talking about Jacoby Walter, is he? I think it's Walter he talking
No,
about.
no.
Let me pull
They
up the
talking about the
roster real
nigga
quick.
named like Mamar Dashvili or something.
Mamu?
Mamu? Nah, it can't be Mamu.
I know.
You already
Mom.
said, yeah, you already said Sheed. Who else played?
Let me see.
Who else
There's
got? Who else?
The battle nigga. He could
Oh,
guard.
bad
a little bit.
battle.
That's why I was
The
like,
battle
no.
nigga's hilarious. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
battle
nah,
nigga. He
he's
could
not
Yeah,
guard
yeah.
a
really a
little bit.
defender, but okay, yeah.
Yeah, but
A
I'm
little
just saying,
bit.
like,
Yeah.
they have, whereas like Detroit has a Duncan Robinson that, can we find a way to get Duncan Robinson on the D Mitch a little bit?
Right.
Even getting Cade on him like that's going to be much better than Sword Thompson taking that matchup, or
True.
Tobias. Can we get something where Tobias has to guard D Mitch? Like, I
Yeah.
think there's more points to kind of infiltrate the defense for D Mitch in this upcoming series. Outside of Asor, we know who he is. Green also coming off the bench is a great defender as well. But you know, for a good thing for Donovan Mitchell is that they won the series, so he has more games to play better. And
Absolutely.
if he plays better, then people will forget about round one. That's how it works. There are plenty of round ones or or series in which, after you make the deep playoff run, nobody cares about. Go look at how Kobe Bryant played in 2010 against the OKC in that first round. It was garbage. Nobody gives a fuck because they won the championship that year. So if the Cavs
That's a fair
keep
point.
going, D Mitch plays better next round, then we'll see. Also, D Mitch had a career year this year in the regular season. I just want to point that out as well. Was one of the 10 best regular season performers this year again. one of the things that was disappointing for me as a Donovan Mitchell fan, I thought we had found a new floor as a scorer due to his improvements as a 2-point scorer. One of the things that boosted his efficiency this season, I think this was his most efficient year. Um, Best mid-range shooting season, best float range season in the regular season. And that even abandoned him. Like we know the pull-up three-point shooting, some games is going to be going, some games it's not. That's to be expected. But I thought his bad games would look more so like tonight. Like tonight, he's what was he?
9 for 20. Yeah.
9 for 20. But then when you look, it's like,
Let me
oh, he
look at the
was 2 for
numbers.
9 on threes, which means he was hitting his 2-point shots at a very good clip. Like
You
that,
swiping right now?
no,
You doing the swipe
no,
up?
Nick, I said that's not a good game. What are
Yeah,
you?
Okay, I was about to say.
that's how he's doing, KB.
Nigga,
No,
I heard if we look at the 2-point percentage,
you're not listening to understand. You're listening to try to cook. So that's your
I
problem.
asked you a question.
Um,
I'm trying to clarify
no, no,
something.
no facts. So he
Okay.
was a really good 2-point scorer. The 3-point shooting wasn't there tonight. So hopefully next series and going forward, he can find that 2-point scoring and hopefully play better for the Cavs because they're going to need him to if they want to reach any kind of championship aspiration. Now, to the point of like, oh, the team's best player just isn't good enough. I disagree. I even think if Anthony Edwards is on this team, they're not winning a championship. Like I just don't see him as a championship unit. Period.
That's valid.
I'm not a believer in that front court at all. I'm actually not a believer of their wing group either. They have they have like these guys where if they morphed, that'll be
Right.
one of the
It'll
best.
be
But
perfect.
like
Right.
Sam Merrill can't
No.
guard, and like Dean Wade can guard, but like can't shoot for real.
Can't
And
move off the dribble.
Jalen
Yeah.
Tyson, like,
He's too young.
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
cool,
He's too
but
young.
he looking more so like a
That's the
regular
only reason.
season player right
Not
now than a
wrong.
playoff player. So like,
Yeah.
I just don't think it's a championship team. Period. So
Wow.
not just
Oh,
Donovan Mitchell isn't good enough, but I don't view him that in that light personally.
man, fan, that's surprising to hear that, man. Oh,
Mm.
well.
Tough,
There's a
man.
world where they could get serious, but yeah, it seems like it's not happening.
Pistons in 6, man.
Y'all got the. I was just about to say, y'all got Detroit or.
I begrudgingly still want to pick Cleveland. I feel like they just
Okay.
have
No,
more
I get it.
pieces.
I
In your
definitely get it.
expertise, can I ask Derek a question real quick? In your
Sure, go ahead.
expertise, what's easier for Embiid? That's what I need to know.
You think B get out that series? I hope so.
That's a good one because the Sixers would have trouble with Harden and D Mitch like that. They can still go band for band with Maxey and VJ.
Mhm.
Now, Embiid historically has had great success against that front court, but that's historically, and they can still rebound.
Mhm.
Detroit is just like it's Cade, and who else is going to beat us?
It's
But that's
Cade
what-
now.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
Cade will
I
average
think Durham will
35.
have a much better series this round. Though.
I think it's a bias here.
This round, yeah, this round,
One thing that concerns
in a,
me with
in a
Embiid-
hypothetical against Embiid, you know.
One thing that concerns me, obviously, if they beat the
that's
Knicks,
fair. That's fair.
it's just-
Yeah.
his motor. Sometimes, even in the Celtics series, there was times in which Embiid was just gassed. And I hear he didn't play basketball for a very long time, and to be thrown into playoff basketball, he's gonna get tired. But in the game 7, there was plays in which he literally just died. Like he just didn't want to move.
Yeah. No.
like,
Yes.
at all.
Yes.
So
I think that's really why
correct.
it's gonna sound shady, but I promise you it's not. I think that's really what helped them win the game because they had to lean to Maxey, and Maxey had to just all right. Well, I'm gonna go downhill. If they
Had to
were
get to
playing
it.
through Embiid-
Right.
If they were playing through Embiid to close the game, I think they lose that.
they
game.
probably would have lost. Yeah, Embiid was horrible in that fourth quarter offensively.
I mean, but that's
he
why
wasn't
that
good at all.
team is good though, because like for years and years and years, Maxey has had to scale up and down, up and down, up and down. So he's perfectly equipped to I'll coast and get your shit off all the way through these quarters, but then down the stretch, I'm a close. Like that's normally how it goes for really good teams.
Look
Ironic.
at how
I agree,
far.
man.
Look at how
That's
far.
why he better
they've
than 15?
come.
Crazy,
Ben
right?
Simmons not being able to score on Trae Young to Maxey.
That is crazy, right?
What a franchise.
Nah, but he deserves this, bro. Like
My suffering
all the
has
stuff
led
that
to
he went through,
Maxi.
man. But to go back to the main point though, like Pistons, Cavs. I say Pistons. I really want Cade in the ECF. I'm
Sure.
just, right now for me, I'm just having fun. I'm not gonna lie. I don't
Yeah.
mind either or going through as long as Embiid goes through. I'm happy. So, but I would say I think the Pistons can do it. In my opinion, I think the Pistons can beat them.
Definitely can. There's no like easy series, no easy second round in the East. The West, maybe it's not quite as
Yeah,
tough.
it's damn near 2 bye
If
rounds.
LeBron wins a game, by the way, I'm no longer
Okay.
having any GOAT discussions. Like I'm not even gonna waste my
Nah, facts.
time
Oh
Nah,
God,
yeah.
a
Nah,
game,
arguing with you niggas
a game,
anymore,
no
man.
go
If
discussion.
he wins a game against
Damn.
OKC, I'm telling you, I'm not
It's
even
over
You know
having.
what? I'll be fair.
You think we should sweep y'all with no J-Dub? That's tough.
Yes.
I don't know what no Jada.
Yes.
He's
Should
being
you?
sarcastic,
Bro,
bro. I'm
Should
not
you?
you
even
know what
gonna
it is?
Should
engage with
you?
No,
Maybe
this is
not.
my thing.
But will
This
you?
is my thing, real talk. Some of these OKC niggas, not West, be like, when one player goes down, they act like as if it's the end of the world. Bro, y'all are still good without some of these niggas, bro. Fortunately for you guys, man. And how impactful J-Dub is, I agree. You're beating the Lakers thoroughly. Like, I guarantee you, when you play them, would you play them tomorrow or
knows
Tuesday?
this. He was
Now,
asking me very
It's Tuesday.
sarcastic.
now we play on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're winning by like 25 easily, bro.
Hey
I'm
man,
not-
Brown will
Think,
rest.
man,
I told
you
real
think
talk. Game
25?
one.
Yes, Wes.
I hate this nigga
Game
Wes so
Game
much.
one
I hear
and
it now,
game
real talk.
3 are LA's best shot at stealing a game.
You
And I
think
do.
so?
Yes, I do think that they've 2 openings. It's game 1 and game 3. By the way, the series still ends in 5, but they've got
Facts.
those windows to do that if they want to avoid the sweep. I
Yeah, I'm not
think,
gonna lie,
I
real
really
talk.
think they could.
You just be there for a good time, man, but not a long time. You know, that's all that's for now.
Hey,
Uh,
it's
I
an
mean-
informative series. You get to find out who you actually want to keep.
Hey, facts.
I mean, I think the Rocket series gave us that because I just think too many people are going to be asked to do things they're not supposed to be doing. To where I'm not even going to want to grade them on this kind of scale against this kind of team defensively.
No, this is
Right.
exactly.
Also, that means, does
this is
Reeves get a
exactly
pass?
the scale I want to grade them on. Houston struggled to put up 70 points in 4 quarters. I do not care about.
I'm not grading Luke Kennard
Dead
on the
ball
scale
era.
of now he has to bring the ball up against Case and Wallace. Like
Oh, I don't care about
that's
that.
not something I would be asking.
Luke ain't one of the ones I'm grading though. That's
It is
not
gonna
Bro,
like.
it's actually, you know how
I ain't
unfair
gonna
it is
hold
though.
you.
Like,
This is a Reeves. I feel bad for Reeves.
this the Reeves
Yeah.
Diamond Test series. Yeah, I 100% agree with Wes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
1000%, man.
Diamond
Look,
Test that changed
And I
for real.
can't wait. And I will be there.
you know what's crazy? So,
I'm
real
going to
talk
be
is so funny because
there.
Okay.
I just said it
Yeah.
earlier. I was
Real
talking
talk
about
used to
how
want to trade Austin Reeves.
yeah,
Y'all-
exactly.
y'all
He was
wanted
on
Zach
that.
LaVine.
Yeah,
He still does. He still does. He still
Oh,
does.
he
Okay,
do
okay.
does. Oh,
He
oh,
doesn't.
okay.
He doesn't
But
believe
you know-
in
you
him
know
and
what's even
Luka.
I thought he
crazier,
was
though?
pro Reeves now. I thought he was pro Reeves.
I thought he was
He's
pro Reeves.
I understand how good
he's
Reeves
pro
is,
Reeves
but
for
we
an
need to
agenda.
move on.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's pro Reeves for an
I
agenda.
think, to be
He'll
honest
tell
with
you
you-
he's better than Maxi when he has 10 games.
I just
He
like
doesn't.
that.
He doesn't even believe that. He doesn't believe
No,
that.
now he'll tell you he never believed it, but I remember when I spoke to you earlier.
No,
in the
at a
year.
certain point, I did believe that for sure.
Yes, he
Um,
did.
It
You know what's crazy?
wasn't
The
up
other
until
day-
I'll tell you when I stopped believing it.
It should have been after you talked to me, but
Facts.
Nope, because Austin was hooping at the time. But it was like those back-to-back performances against the Rock. I'm like, oh, you really it's still going to be the same thing. And that OKC game,
Yeah.
it's like as soon as he gets met with real ball pressure mixed with athleticism,
Fold.
it's out for this
Fold.
nigga. Like
Yeah.
he can't do it. Like it's over.
Yeah.
Do you know how
Yeah.
bad he plays against OKC?
Yes,
He
bad.
looks shook. It's bad. Whenever Amin Thompson guards him, he can't do anything.
I mean, Thompson, Jaden McDaniels is like whenever you put a sizable
that's
wing
the-
that can,
you're
Yeah.
naming the best of the best to
I'll say
provide a
But
little
when I
bit
do
of
that
bail.
for Jamal
Disciplined
Murray, niggas
defenders.
was talking about some.
Just
We're
put
not
disciplined
gonna.
defenders
No,
on Austin.
but Jamal
Yeah,
still
true.
has like games where he's like getting 30 unofficially, even in his last series.
Yeah.
I'm saying Austin Reeves has these games where it's like, oh, what the last time we played OKC, he had like 4 turnovers in the first quarter. He was
Yeah, it
getting
was bad.
clamped.
No,
It
no,
was
Yeah, I remember
yes,
that
bad.
game.
yes.
He's
On
the
some
reason
real
why
shit,
y'all
Bad,
got
bro. He
blown
can't
out in
do
that first quarter. I'll be
anything, bro.
completely honest with you, bro.
it was
But
so bad that they
agree,
had
yeah.
Bronny try to bring the ball up, and Case was just ripping that nigga just
Bro,
repeatedly. Like,
I don't,
yeah,
listen, as a nigga who used to have a dynasty, bro, West, you know how crazy it is? Like,
look at this
you
nigga.
go from J Dub to Kaysen to Lou Dort, who I hate with all of my fibers in my body. And then Caruso, bro.
Yeah, to
I'm
AC.
not gonna lie, that is
It's a
sickening.
special
Like, there's
team, man.
no, like, you look at each matchup and you're like, yo, there's no weakness, gang. Where do you start to attack this? I don't understand, bro. Your best case scenario
Yeah,
is the bigs, and Chet is there. Like, you got it, bro.
I
I ain't gonna
felt
lie.
bad for the Suns at times, like watching our previous series, because there were like
This shit
specifically
is
like game
fucking
one,
That's what I'm
game one,
saying, real talk.
game two.
Oh my god.
Fucking Jalen
The
Green and
first
shit
two
and
games
Cole.
of that series, man, I mean, well, I don't want to go on a tangent about JG, but I was actually I came away from that series with you've improved as a basketball player.
Okay.
You still suck as a shooter. He's just a really inconsistent shooter, but yeah, man. Yeah, it feels good to have a team that at any point in time can cut your water off or cut the opposing team's water off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just hope we can get past the best player ever, man.
I know what
A lot
West
of people
waiting
say
for.
we got the best player in the world, but I mean, I know a lot of
Mm.
people feel it's that 7'5" demigod,
Oh,
man.
listen, Wemby. Hey,
Everybody
I
waiting
hope
for
we
that
can.
series. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't
hey,
gonna lie. Yeah.
look, I remember I was here. You know what I'm saying? I've been here. We gonna see you in May, bro. Don't worry. We gonna see
I'm
you
go
in May,
okay.
man.
I'm gonna say this much, and like I do want to get to the numbers I looked at for real talk, by the way, but I'll wait for that. I will say this: like I'm fucking with Wemby for sure, for sure, for sure. But expectations are on this. Like I need to see something in terms of like a meaningful test. I don't think Portland was that. I think the Wolves maybe could be that potentially, but we're expecting them to
I mean,
beat the
listen, we came
Wolves.
back from a concussion, and we hooped.
I don't care. I
We
truly do
held them
not
to
care.
like 33 points in the
Truly
second half
do
of the
not
game.
care.
We were also cutting niggas' waters off.
No cares are
Give
given.
us that credit. Dude, no, we
All
talked
I
He
about
played
know
saying,
well.
you know
is
what I'm saying?
He played
if
well. Cool.
Wemby doesn't play like BITW in
Yes.
these next 2 rounds, I don't want to hear the he's just 22 thing
Yeah, you
because
can't
that's
do that.
not what y'all have just been saying.
No, wait,
So
No.
I just want to
No,
I
make it
know.
gifted,
clear.
Real
gifted,
talk,
gifted,
I'm with
gifted.
you. Real
Let
talk,
me
I'm with
speak.
you.
Let me
Yes.
speak. Let me speak. Gifted, let me speak. Cause
Okay.
this nigga, it literally within 10 minutes ago just said, if LeBron James gets a game, I don't want to hear a single GOAT debate. But if he doesn't, he's
How do you
41.
think that's the same thing?
You
I
just said
know.
How do
best
you
in the
think that's the
world if
same
he
thing?
doesn't play, and if he doesn't play well in the second and or conference finals. If he doesn't perform well to those levels, the best in the world, I don't want to hear he's 22. LeBron, 41 years old. If he does not play or get a game, it's fine. He's old. But if he
I don't
does,
think
it's
I
a
don't know how you're saying that how
it's
that's
a
the same
goat
thing.
debate is closed, gang. How does that make sense? Those two things are.
How do you not see like the
I don't see
context
the
around those two
correlation with that
situations
either.
are not
Are you saying he has to
remotely the
perform best
same?
levels because of expectations around what other people think about him?
I mean, he's getting hoisted into BITW
They're saying he's the
conversations
best
right
in
I
the
now.
mean,
world
do you
right
not
now.
feel like as if he's look? Listen, I'm one who's always open to conversation. I think like he's in the conversation. Is it not fair to put him into the conversation because he's what he has done so far, like especially this season and going forward?
So no, I
How,
think
how
for me right now, until now the playoffs can change that. But you're asking me up until this point, to me, the best player in the world is Shea Gilgeous
Is
Alexander.
Shaq.
I'm
and I think
not
that's fair.
I'm not moving off that like
You don't have to move off that, but he can
until I
also
see
be in and around
something
that realm. The same,
spectacular.
I view it the same way we talked about 15, 2, 34, 1, 77.
Yeah, but
Whenever
to Real
he's
Talk's point though, with
serious.
all those players you just named, when they play shitty, We're not pointing to age or no, like if you're gonna be at this level and we're putting you in this conversation, yes, he'll get better. We know this, but in terms of where he is right now, I'm not gonna say, oh, he's 22. Unfortunately,
I
when
think,
you're that great,
yeah.
you don't get the benefit of the doubt when you're that great.
Yeah, I mean,
Unfortunately,
again, I think he'll be fine. I think it'll be another thing where Rudy's gonna have to guard. But interestingly enough, I think it's gonna be different guarding like Wemby versus Jokic.
man,
Jokic is a lot more.
KB, pause for a
No,
minute.
listen,
Let me get
listen,
on
listen,
my.
listen, listen.
I'm
No,
about to
hold
boot
on.
up.
1 second. I know you're about to do. So just let me finish what I have to say real
Okay,
quick.
yeah.
I think that's gonna be different. I think again, the J Mac is gonna have a lot of responsibility having to guard some of these other guards on the team. Probably Fox is probably gonna be responsibility. That's another person who I'm gonna be looking
Important
for.
expectations for sure.
Important expectations. Shout out to what I'm saying, D Fox and stuff for helping closing out that series. I think Dylan Harper for me is gonna be very important. Castle as well. He's gonna have to step up some of his offensive capabilities,
Shout
especially.
out to the point center. Salute to him.
All right, we not too much, bro. Anyways, what I'm saying, like, I think we're going to win the series, the Spurs. You feel me? But I think Wemby's gonna have a good series. That's what I think. I think Wemby's gonna have a good series, and then when we get to the WCF and we see Wes's man's for real, we gonna see Chet, and it's gonna be up.
How
Facts.
do you have a we when you support both teams?
Because bigger agendas. That's why.
Look at
I'll
this
be
thing.
honest with you. I'll be honest.
Man,
Bigger agendas, man.
it's time to get on my
Just
soapbox real
shameless.
quick, bro. It's time for me to
Just
get
shameless.
You
shameless
can't
shit.
call anybody shameless. What did LeBron
No
say? Not
shame
anybody in this
whatsoever.
roster, but
Anybody
you,
but
nigga.
you. Anybody but
Yeah,
us but
exactly.
you.
Nah,
Just
Yeah, yeah.
nigga.
anybody but real talk. He can't call me
Nah,
shameless. I ain't
nigga.
gonna lie.
I'm gonna get on my
Shameless.
soapbox real quick, man. I'm
I
sorry,
would
bro.
know.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
would, I would know it's shameless. That's fair. I'm gonna look KB dead his face. Let me say something right now.
It's
If
not
this
happening.
no
It's
no
not
just
happening.
just,
No.
just
It's not
mute up
happening.
nigga. Let me tell you let me tell everyone up here in this nigga's panel right now. If Rudy of Gobert shuts down the Victor Wembanyama offensive show, I will be running so that means we're gonna have 2 series back to back where these like offensive unicorns, mythos, miracle. Like, if he's able to answer that equation with Jaden McDaniels in a 2-man game, and they are limiting the Spurs offense severely, Rudy Gobert's legacy might get the biggest boost off one postseason that I've seen from a player in a minute. And I'm here for it. If that were to happen.
Yeah,
I just want to say that.
he does that. He can cement himself as a top 5 defender all time.
I love these thoughts.
He can cement himself. If he
Cement?
does Jokic and
Yeah.
Wemby back to back,
I thought, did you say submit or cement?
cement.
See, I'm down with submit an application. You can submit an application for top 5.
I'm sorry, bro,
Um,
Rudy.
Because I tried saying the same thing last round. What he did to Jokic last round, you can submit an application. Congratulations, you're already top 10. You can submit an application for top 5.
I'm not gonna hold you, bro. The 4 DPOYs. I don't know if I'm not sure if where you finish in DPOY really matters. How many top 2 or top
I mean,
3
he has
usually
enough to
matter,
qualify.
but
I'm not
Yeah.
worried about it.
yeah, that's
We
what
know
I'm
it's
saying.
not
And
everything.
to show up like this, because to be real, bro, if they get out of this series, because Ant's not gonna. I don't think Ant plays the first 2 games. I
Shit,
think
he might.
doesn't come back.
No, they said
He
game
shouldn't.
3 or 4. Game 3 or 4. I think it's if they get blitzed in both game 2s, they're gonna try to push for 3. But if they steal 1,
Look,
then
Then
they're
he
gonna
might show.
delay for 4.
I hear what y'all saying, but he got
I
upgraded
think
to
he plays in game
questionable.
3 regardless.
I don't think you get upgraded to questionable without having a chance to play one of the first 2 games. And I don't think you should.
They just did that
I'm
to
just
like.
Yeah,
I maybe
think it's just a pump. I think it's a
Maybe.
pump fake.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
public guy.
But I'm
Okay,
just
okay.
saying, if they get a game,
They get a game,
these
it's
first
live.
2,
It's live. They get a game. Yes.
and it's because Rudy is because keep a buck. Rudy was the best player in round 1 for them. So if they do that again, or if he does something similar, and I mean even in his Wolves tenure, he granted the Suns weren't a great team, but he's had an argument as the best player in multiple series for them. And I just and it's all
This
off the
nigga.
defense, but I'm not that invested in him being top 5 as a defender or top anything. Like Rudy's
it's just a tough
he's
list.
a cool guy, man.
Look, man.
Yeah.
Look, man. I'm not for to try to change nobody mind or argue nobody. All my point is the niggas telling me that he didn't deserve the DPOYs. He's trash on defense. He gets good on the perimeter. All I
Facts.
know is that on my resume, I was able to switch out on to Kevin Durant and nobody cared. I was able to have impact to where you could say I was the best player in that series. And then when I matched up mano a mano with
Was
the
after
best
Kevin
offensive
Durant.
engine ever, the best
Mind you,
post-up
this is-
killer ever.
Oh, Achilles, 36
That's cool. No. That's great,
He
right?
was
No.
He was like
No,
low
man.
30s at that point.
Hang on, KB. That sounds really good until you remember the talks before this. I just don't know how they gonna guard me, Bradley, Bill, and Booker. Like we
Yeah, I
just got
remember
some crazy
that.
shit, and it's like
I mean,
they
KD got his
had the
shit off.
guts.
He did average. I think KD actually did score well in that series.
Yeah, he was
That
getting
ain't
his
the
shit off.
man. That shit sounds good.
I mean, nigga, he's about a
Look
bucket.
They was
He
getting
gonna
they shit
drive with the
limited.
jet and at least do it right, because KD was cooking
doing
that
it right.
man. He was cooking.
We can watch back the film together. We can watch it for the.
And
They
he
were
was
giving
cooking-
up shots they wanted to give up. That was genius defense.
was
Swept
so
their ass
cooking
because of
that.
it. Huh?
No,
But listen, bro, at the end of the day-
the reason why they was struggling like that is all that ball pressure that Devin Booker and Bradley Beal couldn't handle.
Oh no,
Having
Jaden
a
was
hard
on that too. I ain't gonna lie to
ball,
you. But who had to switch out on the perimeter and they was okay with it?
I'm
Go
not gonna lie.
guard
Real
Kevin
talk,
Durant on
do
one.
you
We,
not-
we don't care if you make this midi.
Real talk, do
I'm
you
cool.
not find it crazy how like I want to include D Mitch out of this. I want to include D Mitch in this for the joke, but I'll leave him out. Like, bro, post 21 D Book, man. Like,
Oh yeah, that is
even-
a little.
bro, in the postseason, it's been dark for this nigga, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's just been bad every single
had a
time.
cool run.
barring Denver, of course. Denver, it was straight up like
They had all right run.
a fever dream hoops. I'm not gonna lie. He could not miss, and he could have started. He could have missed. Like it was crazy, but it's just been bad for him, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel bad because the defense he had to play, like Minnesota. I think it was 24. He played them, and then the OKC. Like ain't nobody getting their defense. Ain't nobody getting their game off against them.
Very tough.
It's tough out there sometimes, man. Shit.
It's fucking hard. It is hard in these Western Conference streets, man. That's what you signed up for in the West. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man.
But listen, I'm gonna get off of my Gobert soapbox though. I'm just saying, like, that will be some impressive ass shit if it was to that level. What I will say though is I think the biggest X factors for both teams in this series, if we're being serious basketball and we love to watch real basketball, I would say De'Aaron Fox for sure, which I trust in him. I think he gives you optionality from the guard spot. He showed it versus
In this series, he's gonna have to earn my trust.
No.
He's gonna have to earn my trust.
I 100% get it, but that's why I'm saying he's the important guy to look at. And the other guy, to me, got to be Julius Randle, because size-wise, it's like I don't think they have the perfect guy to throw on him.
Oh, Kendall. Okay. Hey, man. Johnson, he on that. He on that. 6 man of the year. He on that, bro. He gonna get minutes against you.
Nah, facts.
He on that. Trust me.
Nah, facts.
Trust me. He on that. And I'll be honest with
it
you.
should be a Julius Randle series though. Like
It could be. That's what I'm telling you.
I'm not a believer in this nigga gang. I'm not. Bro.
I get what you're saying. But
bro,
all
he
I know is
couldn't
when you
fry
put less
Tim,
size
bro,
on him, it's a little.
He couldn't fry Bruce Brown and Tim Hardaway Jr., bro. Like
He was making plays. He was definitely making plays.
He brought y'all last year.
That was okay. No. This is. I need to say this right now.
You be on that KB
Bro,
crash out
bro.
by this one.
No. Because this series in particular actually pissed me off. That was by far in a way the best shot making series or instance Julius Randle has had in his life. He was quite literally making. I need to put my mic down for this.
He was killing.
He was making high five contested jumpers against Draymond Green. My nigga, if you're hitting those, salute to you, gang.
And he get
And
right. So he's showing you he's capable of doing that. Just saying.
If somebody's done something 1 out of every 6 times, how capable are
That's
they?
all
Please
it
tell
takes
me.
in the playoffs, though, KB. Sadly.
Nah, bro.
Very sadly. That's all it takes.
In a 7
And I'm thinking of the Spurs have probably put Castle on Randall because there's no specific perimeter player that you have to deal with right now with Ant being out.
Yeah, not
So,
really.
Wait,
they
isn't
probably
Ayo
put
going to come
Castle.
back?
I think I was questionable for game 1 as
Yeah,
well.
but even still, like you're comfortable with like Fox
Yeah.
or something. Go.
And also the way they play and how they played against the Nuggets, which is like extreme amount of like we're diving at the rim every single time. The Spurs just much better defense. So like it's gonna be hard to break down the Spurs in my opinion. So yeah.
Yeah, nah. I think overall that's pretty much all. Wait, is that all of the series for the next round? I think we covered.
I mean, yeah,
that matter for the most part, right?
We don't really
Did that matter?
We didn't cover Knicks and Sixers for real, but
Up and
I
down
mean, we
series.
can have
physical.
one to
we can make
discuss.
it we can
I got
make
Philly.
it.
I'm gonna just go out there. I got Philly.
I got Philly in 7. I think it's gonna be
I
a
got
hard
Philly in 7.
series. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a hard 7 game
Oh,
series.
listen.
I'm
I don't
running with my
know.
squad.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know
I
either.
love everybody's known Philly
wait.
fan. It's so cute.
I don't
Real
either,
talk.
but I gotta go. I'm
Shit,
going
I'll
down
mix
with
it
the
5
shit.
some
Look,
shit.
listen, bro.
Derek, I get Derek.
5?
But like
I don't know.
all of a sudden,
I've been
all of
no.
us are
Derek can
Philly
vouch
fans.
and Gifted.
Crazy.
I've been fucking with
Oh,
Embiid.
man.
That's
I've
true.
Been fucking
I'll give
with
KB
Embiid
that.
for a minute.
That is
For sure.
That is true. That is
Embiid
true.
has been
The
my
Knicks
nigga,
are
bro.
winning that series.
Listen, bro. Look, can you just take off your objective hat really quickly? Like, cool. It's
Off
cool.
your
We get it.
objective hat.
Let's just all hope that Philly wins. For me, this is a lot more. Not even just hope, but like I truly think they can win. But I also do think like I just really want them to win as well. Like that's what I also think.
I really want them to win too, but the Knicks look less hampered than the Sixers. I don't. Like
they do, but I
sure.
still feel like there's some people on the Knicks that if Josh Hart is gonna shoot 54% from 3 again, then sure, like
Game. This is his best 3-point shooting season of his career. I think he's gonna be able to hit.
Bro,
some shots,
do you understand?
man.
He took a 15% leap in that first round. Was it the first round, Derek, against them? The first round against them, bro.
I mean,
He went from 30 to 45% in a series, bro. From 30 to 45%. You know how crazy that is?
I mean, 40 will do. Yeah, 40 will do.
No,
You
bro.
know?
I think also VJ so far done an excellent job on Brunson this season. Hey man, shout out VJ. I say, and hey, bro, listen, if we could take care of Brunson a little bit, I think we should be good. Cat, we're not worried about Cat.
Philly's a more talented team. They like Well, at least they have more top end talent. They're not a more talented team,
right?
But they have
I think PG's going to be a massive X factor in that series too, especially offensively.
Absolutely.
He's very important in that series. Yeah.
If he can stifle OG, that'd be massive for their defense too.
I mean, OG's been the most consistent Nick in the first round. They're gonna,
OG.
That's the matchup.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I do think.
I got to root for the Sixers though. It's the only way we get some comp in the finals.
I hear you. I hear you on that.
Sixers do not know comp for OKC.
Says who? They have Embiid. What are you talking
Who said you're making it?
Yo,
even
I'm
out of
so
the,
West.
You know
I
what?
hear it in your voice. I hear it in your voice.
Yeah, facts.
Nah, bro,
You want to try that one again?
I'm
You want a second take?
I'm really surprised.
Nah, but could you imagine, Derek?
Really
I know this is.
that we're downplaying the guy who's better than Jokic all of a sudden.
Oh my god!
Oh,
West is a
I know what
I ain't
he's
here for this.
doing.
I ain't here for this.
If you know,
I ain't here
it's
for
you know,
this.
I fuck with it. I fuck with it because you know what it is. It's 2 birds in 1 stone. It's Shea's better than all these niggas, and because I'm also a 15 affiliate, I could just shit on 21 because he's playing.
I have no plans of doing that, man.
Nah, facts. Nah.
15 affiliate. Okay.
15 affiliates.
He's
Great.
more than a 15
I just want to see
affiliate.
Embiid.
That's
I think
a
we've been
15
robbed of seeing
propaganda.
Embiid in
Lieutenant.
I think Embiid is a July. He's a July player, man. He's good enough to be
A July
there.
player.
We've
That's
been
good.
robbed.
Has he ever
And
played?
I just hope we get it. And on top of that, like respect to the Pistons, they're not comp. Respect to the Cavs, they're not comp. Respect to the Knicks, they're not comp. I think the Sixers can be comp.
Like you just
Embiid is comp.
I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with too. He's from my city, but man, I can't wait for May. I just can't wait for the WCF, bro. Wemby, just stay healthy. Let's make it out the second round.
I'm saying like assuming
He's saying
the finals.
yes. He's saying the East, assuming they go to the finals, which makes sense. But I would tell West, whoever comes out West is winning, regardless of what East team comes out.
That is
to
true.
me.
I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, you gotta play the
Maybe.
games,
I
man.
don't know.
Gotta play the games, man.
You're right, Derek.
Pacers were a heel away.
Didn't Embiid give Wemby 70?
Sure did.
Not the
Strange
same
Out the
Wemby.
mud.
things.
Out the
Not
mud,
the
man.
same Wemby, not the same Embiid, but it happened.
I'm gonna say this. We have been recording for a super long time. Shout out to Wes for holding it down. Shout out to Derek for holding it down as well. These are busy, man. We got lives and people and things to take care of. So
Yeah, real talk. Me and you just not busy, man. We wake up.
I
and got shit
just
to do, man. You know what I'm saying?
chill, just shit like
Just,
that.
we bumps, gang.
I'm up. Listen, we're crackhead content creators though. Like we get to it. I understand Wes got some shit he doing, and Derek's already tired because he's
I'm
getting
gonna
older a
lie
little
to you.
bit.
I told myself before we started recording.
Yeah, I'm getting old. I don't have a full-time job.
I know you do. I'm not. I'm
I
not
ain't
gonna
gonna lie.
say you. I'm not gonna say
Before
you
we
don't.
started recording, I was thinking,
Educating
man, we're gonna record
America's
this.
youth, but nah, blame it on age. Okay.
Hey man, shout out to the youth. Shout out to the youth, man. You know what I'm saying? But
Nah,
yeah,
facts.
overall, great conversation. I definitely want to come together like in the middle of the second round or like the end for the next episode. But this was fun. Great first round. I really do, after the season is over, want to do a tier list of first rounds from like a certain time frame to like really see where this ranks all time. But I really do think this was a special first round and it's going to be even more quality basketball in the second. But we've been up for a long time, so I'm going to do outros. I'm going to start with Wes. How you doing, Wes? Feel free to introduce yourself to the people.
Yeah, man. Obviously, same thing every episode. Grateful for these guys. Grateful for everyone who gives us a play, a view, a listen, whatever it may be. Only thing I have to promo, I just dropped the record called "Down on the Block." I think it's pretty good. So if you have time, be it Spotify, Apple, or any other DSP, go press play, man. And yeah, that's it.
Bet it up, down on the block. I'll get the links from Wes, and it'll definitely be in the description box for you to check out. So go support Wes in his endeavors. Next, I'm gonna go to my gold-blooded co-host KB Knows Ball. Which, by the way, I want to give KB a special shout out because he's been pumping out crazy content during this postseason stretch. Happy to see you back on that for sure. KB, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. First of all, appreciate you letting me on. Of course, it's always fun talking ball with my guys, man. Honestly, and KB knows ball on every literal platform that I'm on: Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. So make sure to go follow up on all that, and dropping a video tomorrow about my predictions for round two. So I was gonna record tonight. I'm extremely tired, so I'm gonna just wake up tomorrow, dude.
Salute.
But nah, man, I appreciate y'all for that. I appreciate you for letting me on, of course. And man, shout out to the guys, bro. Honestly, I love how everyone's thriving right now, genuinely. But yeah,
Absolutely. And I want to again give a special shout out to Coach Derek again. He's been wearing many, many hats for many years, especially this year, has a lot of things that he has to get in and out of. So salute to you also. Salute to the Not Just Dribble merch. Definitely in the off season when you ramp that back up, I'm here for it because basketball will always be here to stay. Salute to you and your grind, Derek.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, shout out to everybody up here, man. Like creating content for Wes, music, for everyone else up here as far as basketball. It's great. Entrepreneurship at its finest. I do want to rejoin y'all. It's just busy, but I gotta you gotta psych yourself back into it, get into the routine. There's enough hours, so the grind will restart. We'll restart for sure. But no, always great to talk hoops. Want to do this more often. It is just a pain in the neck to cram, and we're gonna get a game every damn day. So we will find time for sure. But always a pleasure.
Yes, and unfortunately, there's no other way to segue this in by ending the stream because I do want to read off the super chat. Real talk, my brother, the realest Laker fan I know. Let's get ready for that OKC belt, my dog. Just showing some support overall to real talk. I literally had no other way to like segue that in because
I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate
what I'm
how
saying? If I outro him at the end and then read that, it just comes off as weird. So like I'm gonna read it anyway. Shout out to Real Talk. Literally does not sleep. does Player's Choice, does his own streams, does the Town Hall streams. I definitely want to get a chance to tap into one of those as well because
Yeah, I'd
y'all be
appreciate
going up
you
with
on
that for sure.
an on
Yeah,
time
good time.
Yeah, so like big shout out to him and his overall consistent grind for really over 2 years now grinding at this content and stuff. I want y'all to know it is very hard to press that button to record and get videos up and thumbnails and titles. It like you have to be okay with failure and to consistently do it and be succeeding is a blessing for everyone. So shout out to Real Talk, man. Honestly, bro, you doing your thing, man.
Uh, appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Just uploading one video at a time, going live one live at a time, doing one town hall hoops at a time, and everything just seems to be working. But I did have, like, to your point though, there was a time in the season, it was like immediately following like Christmas break where number one, I hadn't been like releasing much because, it's Christmas time, number one. Um my birthday is around that time, my mom's birthday is around that time. Um we actually ended up losing a family member around that time as well. So just a lot of things going on. And then like when I came back, I uploaded a video and then it was like, oh, this video didn't break a K. You know what I'm saying? And that by that time I had been doing so I was, breaking that probably within the first day or whatnot. But you just gotta stick to it, man. Next video didn't do good either. So I was like, I gotta force my way back into this algorithm. So you just gotta keep at it. You know what I'm saying? Stay with it. When you stay with it and you're a person with good intentions and you move well, I'm just a person that believes good people receive good energy if you throw enough of it out there, man. So just fortunate enough to have the situations that I've had, meet the people that I've met, and stuff just going well and falling into place sometimes, man. All blessings, all blessings to the Most High, man.
Absolutely. Make sure to go tap in with Real Talk. His channel is listed below. And last but not least, for me, I just want to say I'm supremely appreciative of the spot I've been in. This has been my best overall season as a creator. It's been weird because I haven't been as consistent in terms of overall videos, but I think between the live streams growing and between the work I've had to do for my actual job, because I work a 48-hour job outside of this, and then my third job working for content creation with clips for BR. It's just been a lot of things that's been thrown at me this season. I don't really get much rest. I literally call PTO off all for this round to make sure I could be here. I go right back to work on Tuesday. Fuck. But I'm just here to grind and get better and put something that's consistently out there. I promise all the videos are coming back soon, but I just appreciate this space where we all get a chance to watch basketball at its highest and react to it and just have fun with it. This has been a great first round, and I really feel like the postseason for 2026 can continue to get better and better and better. So appreciate basketball, whoever is watching, support all of the great faces and creators that's up here in this panel, and we'll definitely have some more things to break down as the playoffs progress. Appreciate all the love that y'all give on my channel. Starting tomorrow, we are going to be valuing the members. So if you are a member, tap into the Discord. You'll be able to watch the games with us as we progress through this second round. And that is it for the Locker Room. This is our 7th episode since being branded as the Locker Room. Love all the work that we're able to get off. It's super late. It's 1:30, so we're going to get out of here. Hit that like button, subscribe, and go tap into everyone's channels and whatnot. WLC for coming in at the end. But peace out, people. Have a great one. Salute.